Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Let me know. Ooh, it seems a little loud to me, but tell me if you can hear me. I have to update the chat because it's a different URL. Sorry. I pressed end. I didn't mean to. I double clicked twice. And so I had to restart the stream, recreate the stream, which means like my Twitter isn't right now. And all of the links that I gave people are all wrong, which is super annoying. But give me a second while I give people the stream link. Hi, welcome. I need a dab. I need a boop. Okay, loud and clear. Good. Okay. Hi, Raquel. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to update some of my posts. Sorry, new stream link. Cause whatever. I'm doing my best. Okay. I'm doing my best, honey. Thank you, Patricia, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm going to actually see if this is going to work on Instagram. Oh, so weird. It's not. It's not working. It won't let me go. Look, connect streaming software. Did all of this stuff to go live on stream all vertical outputs. Let's see if it'll go live now. Oh, wow. It should be live on Instagram. I wonder if you can see if I'm going to check if I'm live on. So basically, you guys, I hired Al to come and I got to delete this one. And he came and he set up the all of my stuff. So it's really cool what he did. And I'm just getting my sea legs with it. So the audio's all been, hi Fraggle Rock, hi Feather. I know there was no audio in the intro video. We were trying to figure it out. It's so weird. There's audio in the outro video, but for some reason for the intro video, it didn't want to work for me. So we'll figure that out for next time. But I hope the audio in general sounds really good. We put a lot of work into that. So let me send this link on. I'll say new link here. Not that anyone looked at my broadcast channel. And then I put it on Threads. I've been cutting up a storm on Threads. New link here. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited for this stream. It's a really fun topic. I think we have a great topic today. So, let's do this thing. Let's have fun. I'm going to dab because I find that it's making my house smell better. less kind of like burnt weed and more just like nothing, which is great because I don't love that smell. Hi, I am Sayer. Welcome to the stream. So we should be live on Instagram. Actually, that's what I was going to check. Like, am I live on Instagram? I can't tell if I'm streaming live on Instagram, but I think so. I think I am. I can't tell. If you're on Instagram, please come on over to YouTube so we can you can join the real party and see what's going on here. Cause let me see live video. No, I don't think it worked. This is so silly. Cause I put in, all right, we'll figure this stuff out later. But I put in the Facebook key and everything, but I don't think it. Let me see if I had to start from live. Sorry, you guys. This is a bit of me playing around with this new setup because I don't see you on Instagram. Yeah, I'm going to try and figure it out right now. I want it to be on Instagram, but it doesn't want to. Okay, public. Next. And then you have to it's very complicated. I have to take the stream key, stream URL. put this in here. Okay, and then I'm copying the stream key. And I'm pasting. Save output. Okay. And then it should allow me to go live, but it's not. Learn more about going live with streaming software. I don't really want to. I just want this to let me stream. Okay. So the vertical, this isn't working. I don't know what this is streaming to. Maybe it's streaming to my Facebook. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know where this is live, but I don't think, the Instagram is streaming. No. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, I'm going to forget about that because it's distracting me and it's kind of disappointing. Disappointing, but whatever. That's okay. I'm just going to make this not so prominent then because it doesn't matter. All right, dog doesn't want to go on her thing. We've got the sesh happening today. I'm going to take a dab. I have some really nice rosin actually, and I have some on the way. So I'm going to have to get up in a little bit and get my delivery of rosin. You're live here. Where? On YouTube. I linked over from YouTube from your Insta link on Instagram, Donna. Which one? Which one did you come from, Donna? Were you coming from like my broadcast channel? Yeah, YouTube looks really good. Okay, so we've got our focus V. Boop, boop, boo. And we have this rosin. It's actually from Nasha, and they're working with Alpenglow Farm, and it's called Guava Gift. And I've almost booped it all down, booped the house down. But you can't really see. There's like a little goober there. I don't got light coming from that side. That's good to know. I need to put a light there so you can see. Hi, Kathleen. But it's very terpy. It's very fruity, very delicious. I've been enjoying smoking this. Ochinomu, let's fucking go. I'm putting you up on the board, buddy. Oh, wait, let me see if I can use one of these. I don't know what they are. Oh, I can't hear it. How do I hear these? Do you guys hear that? No. Well, how the fuck do you? I don't know how to use the sound effects. All right. Well, I was all excited because I thought I could use sound effects, but I don't know how to do it. Hi, Chris Core. How's it going? I'm going to have to figure this out. I got a really nice mixer too, because I'm just trying to up my game, people. Just trying to make this better production, better quality stream for everyone. And, I was going to dab and I got distracted. And so we've been like really putting in some time into it and some effort. And so I'm very happy with the broadcast quality. We've upped the broadcast quality. Hi, Lady B Miniatures and Arts. Cool. You part of the mafia. Who? Me? Me? Because I look like Meadow Soprano. No, I'm not. And you know what's interesting? I've told this many times. If you've been here before, I tell people all the time, the mafia is actually, so that's Sicilian, right? Like that's the Sicilian crime family. Hi, Feather. So that's the Sicilian crime family and crime organization, right? Mafia. And if you go to different parts of Italy, I think this fucking thing is dead. God damn it. I always, oh my gosh, Eddie Moretti. Thank you. How am I going to boop this though? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to pretend this booped boop and I scraped it really, which isn't my favorite way of doing it, but my pen is dead. And so we made a bit of a mess with the rosin. Eddie, I'm going to put your name on the board. Thank you. And, So it's Sicilians are mafia. And then if you've ever seen the show Gomorrah, there's also a movie called Gomorrah. That's the Napolitano organized crime, right? Is Gomorrah. And they really usually stay close. They stay in and around Naples. Then you have in Calabria, which is where half of my family is from, they're called 'Ndrangheta. And they're the people you don't fuck around with. They're international, and they're kind of the only organized crime organization or organized crime, whatever, organization that is so big and so international and very vicious. Very like, these are people you do not want to fuck with. And like, it's like you asked me if I'm in the mafia. Me? No. One, you don't ask people that. Two, no, I'm in California. What do you mean? Like no, I'm not. I am, like that's not how Italians have an interesting like history of the ones that came to the United States. When they came, the different waves of Italians who came to North America, big group of them went to Canada. There's a huge population of Italians in Toronto. And then, my family has kind of like a mix of all of the different immigration movements over here, starting from the first Italians that were coming, way back when. My great grandmother was born in Louisiana, was born in New Orleans, and my grandfather was born in Colorado, but they're 100% Sicilian. Anyway. So yeah. Lady Miniatures, there's a code of silence when it comes to speaking on mafia outside of the mafia. Cosa Nostra, you just don't. Yeah, like if I was on the East Coast and I walked into an old school Italian like red sauce joint, I definitely wouldn't be like bringing up 'Ndrangheta or anything like that. So, you just want to be smart about it. And yeah, okay. Just watched a program on the mob and pizza connection. Interesting. So it's nothing to be glorified. Let me just say that. I always kind of find it sad when people are like, oh, I want to be a mobster. I want to be in the mob. I'm like, do you realize like all those houses that are for sale in Italy that cost next to nothing and all of that? That's because of not only because of organized crime, but organized crime is, like it's allowed to fester. Right. And so that causes problems with the economy. The government's all messed up and entangled with organized crime, and the people who try to like whistleblow on it get killed. It's very complicated, and it's not something that should be like looked up to. And I think with Hollywood, we've really kind of, we made it cool to be a mobster, and it actually like really holds back countries and economies and communities, right? Because like if you look at Gomorrah, the community is really dependent on them, and it allows for, I know like a lot of people consider cannabis to be a drug, but there are other drugs out there that are far worse, and it allows for those to fester. So Mob Wives has a lot to answer for. Yeah, that kind of mob wife look, right? Remember when that was trending for a while, and I get mad at the girls. I'm like, you realize like the lifestyle that you're glamorizing, and you're trying to, oh shit, someone's here. Let me get my weed. Bonbon, you're fine. It's not my weed. This is Bonbon. Bonbon, why are you growling? I thought the delivery guy was here. Get ready, your driver is arriving. He is arriving. Okay, so he's supposed to be here. Soon, but I don't know where he's going to be. If I can find it, Vanessa, we'll send you a link to Four Corners local investigation show in Australia regarding the Honor Society and Discord. Oh. Yeah, only the mafia of cheesesteak. That's right, Michelle. Only the mafia of cheesesteak. I feel like I put my camera a little too high. So where'd my little dog go? I don't know where my little dog is, but I do have some rosin coming, although I want to boop. No, the weed didn't arrive. The weed didn't arrive yet. Bonbon just wanted to get huffy about something. She always finds something to get upset about. But today we're going to talk about some really interesting plants other than cannabis, which, you know, I love cannabis, but there's some really other cool psychoactive plants in the world. And I thought it would be interesting for us to explore some of them and just kind of see what they're about, what their uses are, their history and significance in culture. I am finally on time to a Vanessa stream. Yay. Bonbon alert. Yeah, Bonbon. Oh, they are here. Okay, 1 second. Oh, you're so fierce. Hi, how are you? You too. Bonbon, what are you freaking out about? All set. Okay, weed is here. Now we can boop. Next time I'm in LA, where can I find marigold sweets? That's a great question. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Give me some time. Although I would love to try peyote, but that is a me problem. I don't like to throw up. That's my thing. Is I don't want to throw up. I don't want to throw up. Is that okay? I don't like it. It's not my favorite feeling. Boop time. This is the Focus V, but I've tried all sorts of different rigs. I've tried the Puffco Premier or Puffco Peak Pro, really nice. They're sending me a couple other rigs to try out. They're sending me like their Gandalf one and those pipe looking ones. She's such a nice person. Always enjoy her shows. Me? Nice? That was intense. Okay, that was fun. That was a fun little boop. I have no idea what the stream is streaming to. I'm just gonna like stop it. The vertical one. Because I don't know where it's streaming and that makes me nervous. And no one is watching on Twitch, but that's okay. Eventually, Twitch is going to happen. Is it streaming on Twitch, though? I don't think so. Let me see. That's the Edibles Club chat. Is the stream happening on Twitch? No, it's not. Okay, so we didn't set up the multi-stream at all. Oh my God. All right, you guys, sorry. I just want to see if there's not... Okay, I just want to be careful. I'm not going to fuck around with this because this doesn't have my Twitch output, Twitch default Twitch stream key. Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to do this. Stream together. Oh, no. I don't want to stream together. I just want my stream key. Streaming tools, settings, stream. Try my stream key. Let me just put this right in here. Paste, create output. Okay. Turn on fucking Twitch, baby. But I don't want it. Oh, wait, no. God damn it. That's the wrong output. I want to remove this one. And I want to put it in the main. So I'm being brilliant. Oh, here. Here we go. Yeah, where's my Twitch? Okay. Go Twitch. Main canvas. Let me see if that's working now. Stream manager. The video download was canceled. Why? Ever go to Disneyland stoned? No, I haven't. Okay. Says I'm live. Weird. Boop, boop. I know. I need to boop, boop again because I'm like, well, why isn't it working on Twitch? It's working everywhere else. And I really do want it to work on Twitch. Oh, there we go. Fuck yeah. Twitch. There you go. Sorry, you guys. I had to connect that. All right. So the Twitch is set up and we're streaming. I'm going to... We need to fucking start this damn session here on our topic. We haven't even started on our topic. Nessie poop. That's right. Okay. So Twitch is happening. That makes me happy. That's in the main canvas. And then the order's been delivered. Delete. Orders delivered. Delete. And we are streaming on YouTube still. That's good. Awesome. I did it. I'm so tech savvy. All right. So we're everywhere that we need to be. And I love this. Okay. So I've got guava gift. I've got all sorts of things. And I wanted to, the Instagram is shot. That's okay. We were going to try and live stream, but it doesn't want to work for us. And that's fine. The fucking Insta. Some bullshit. Cause maybe output. Yeah, I did all that. I'm not fucking with the Instagram anymore. Output name. I'm gonna try something. Facebook output. Oh, you know what? I think I can't go. I don't think this is the Facebook server. I never give up. That's my problem. I'm like, if there's a will, there's a way. And I really want to figure out, because when we go live on Instagram, people love it. They're like, yes. Fuck yeah, go live, babe. And then they come on over here and we get more people hanging out with us. Hey, everyone. Hi, Petra. How you been? What's cooking? What's going on? Yeah, because this is a different... No, that should work. Let's paste that. Let's copy that. Create output. Okay. I just did it. I want it to go live. But I really don't. When you say your preview video is saved as part of the recording. Hey, fuck yeah, it worked. It did work. You guys were live on Instagram. There's no stopping me. When in doubt, delete something from a program and then redo it. Does that make sense? If something's not connecting and not working, redo it. Technology's weird. We always want everything to work perfectly, and it usually doesn't. So, anyway, I get very set on doing something, and I wanted to go live on Instagram. And so now we are live on Instagram, and at least I should be, unless I think I can't open the app. I think it maybe I can't open the app in Instagram once I'm live there. Okay, just wait. Try that again. I know you guys are being so patient with me, and I really appreciate it. Because I do want this to work. Where did I put it? Oh, no, it is live. I don't know what I did. Harry Lee, psychoactive plants. We've got, there's so many psychoactive plants. Okay, so I fucked it up. I was live and then I fucked it up. Give me a second again. But we can make this work because I want people to come over. And Harry, I'm going to put you on the board. Salvia, have I tried salvia? No, Bonbon, it's not time for you to do anything. Okay, so that stays the same, but the stream key, I believe, changes. Save output. Go live. And then this should go live, and I'm just going to leave it. And I'm not going to open my app, and we're going to cross our fingers that this worked. Yes. Go live. Now I'm live on Instagram. Very, very, very cool, Al. Heard it's lame. Salvia? I've never actually tried salvia before. Instagram, let me know if you can hear me. Okay? Because I can see you. I can see your comments. I'm live on YouTube right now. I'm live on Twitch, and this is my Club Sesh stream. So if you want to see like the full wide, then come on over to YouTube. Come on over to Twitch if you want. And we're going to be talking about plants today. We're going to talk about psychoactive plants. I go live every Wednesday and Saturday. Saturdays are a kitchen sesh. Today is a get very baked, and we learn about things. And that is my show. So throw me a heart or throw me a thumbs up if you can hear me, and this is coming in through nicely on Instagram. Stoner Daily 420. Hi, I'm high. Bisecatal Alex, I love you from the Philippines. Awesome. Well, anyone from my YouTube stream, I can see I'm live on it on Instagram, but I'm hoping that the sound is good. So, scratch my head. And also, I feel like I should get something. Should I get a treat today? Also, I want the live chat, not the top chat. If you want your name and everything to be coming up in my stream, then head on over to YouTube. I'm Vanessa Marigold on YouTube as well. Oh shit, Harry Lee, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I almost forgot to put your name on the board. But I didn't forget. Okay, so Harry's on the board. And if you're wondering Instagram, how you get on the board, you have to send a super chat. And in order to do that, you have to come on over to YouTube. Okay, so should I get a sweet treat? Should I get a dinner? I can't figure out Twitch. I have too many logins and it's a bummer. I'm sorry. Yeah, the login, remembering your logins is kind of, can be difficult. I'm going to do algorithm. Cool. I have people from Twitch over here too, which is great. I'm going to start a poll. Should I order a treat? I might do dinner. I might do a sweet treat. I don't know. I'm going to let YouTube decide what I should do. I'm so glad it sounds good over on Instagram. We've set up the stream, so it's very high tech. Also, you guys, I had a nice little thing that I had written for you that was I'm really high. I'm sorry, but I'm not high enough. That had a link to my cookbook. Let me do something really quickly. Okay. Oh shit. Yes, I want to do this. The Patreon for you guys, basically. I want to post and my cookbook. If you haven't picked up my cookbook yet, it is awesome. Thank you everyone who's left me a review on Amazon. You know what? Even the asshole who gave me 1 star. Thanks. You know, people don't always believe you if you've got 5 stars. So it's like he made me more credible. But yes. I don't know why I said it that way. I'm trying to get you another link, but I don't understand why this isn't normal. We love you in the Philippines. Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I wish that weed was legal there, but it is very much not. Where can I get the link for this? Copy link. Oh wait, that's a bad link. Whatever. We're just going to put this in the copy this and put this in the chat here, and I'm going to pin this, okay? We're going to pin this message so you have a link to my cookbook and you have a link to the club. So the club has a Discord, which is awesome. And it's, you know, got a bunch of different channels. I just finished some porridge with bananas. Yum, that sounds good. And it's just a really fun community of people who love to get baked. It's an awesome book. I made your canna butter today. I don't know what to infuse because you have so many great recipes. Thank you so much. That is really sweet. And here's what's great about the book is you can infuse any of your own recipes. So if you feel like it's that mother infusion chapter teaches you how to infuse any fat, really. And so from there, you can infuse any of your home recipes. And that's the beauty of homemade edibles is they can be healthy. They can be things like a salad. They can be things like a smoothie. They can be things, they can really, I haven't found a recipe that I can infuse yet. So sky's the limit. This book is to make it easier and more approachable and to save you time. I just kept hearing from people like everyone would tell me a different answer. And that's really how it is online too, is like, how long does it take to make canna butter? How long do you have to infuse coconut oil? How long do you have to make to infuse alcohol in order to get all of the potency? And it was always like hours, sometimes days, sometimes a month for a tincture. Right. And so my question was always, how do we know? And no one could ever tell me. They'd be like, well, I've been doing this for a really long time. This is how I do it. And I can tell because it feels stronger. And for me, that's not good enough. And so I ran a lot of lab tests to see if that was true. And, you know, since 2020, I've been ringing my bell saying, hey, it doesn't take that long. It doesn't need to take that long. And you're actually just when it's allowed to infuse for that long, you're pulling other things from the plant. Of course, all of this discussion doesn't go out the window, but it's not important when you use concentrates, because that takes out that element of the equation of making edibles. You don't have to do an infusion. The hash maker, the concentrate maker, has already taken those trichomes and heads only, but they've already processed it for us. And so I use an analogy in the cookbook. I relate it to sugar, right? So when we're cooking with flour, it's almost like we're starting with sugar cane. Bonbon, what do you got? Your bone? Let's see. Go get it. Hopefully she doesn't knock over any cords. I noticed cooking it longer just made it bitter. Yes, exactly. That's what will happen. It's kind of like steeping tea. When you oversteep tea, you get a bitter flavor. I love using sous vide to infuse butter. Feather, the reason I don't like to sous vide to infuse is because then you can't stir. How do you stir when you've got it in a sous vide bag, right? You can't. And agitation, I guess you could shake the bag, but then you're having to take a hot bag out of the water. Seriously, Bonbon, right now, you have to take a hot bag out of the water and shake it. And why do you want to stir? Why do you want to agitate? Is we're trying to get the trichomes. We're trying to get those off of the plant. We want the resin, right? Okay, Bonbon. Okay, go get it. Oop. And Cody, I went with the THOOO oil and it was hilicious. That's awesome. So she just wants to play fetch. I'm sorry. I don't get to decide when she wants to play fetch. So, what were we saying? So if you can't stir it because it's sitting there, right, then it's going to take longer than if you were to be able to stir that and get them off. But to each their own. If you like to sous vide infuse, by all means, do it. And I just do a double boiler. It's a lot. If something is too complicated and I've got to like whip out my vacuum sealer or whatever sous vide, I just am not going to do it. I find a double boiler works just fine, and then I can stir it. I can get the fat moving around the plant so we can melt off those trichomes. So when you're making hash, like if you ask a cold water hash maker, bubble hash maker, what's an important part of hash making? Who's going to tell me? Other than the ratio of ice to water and all of that jazz. Stirring. How you stir and get it to get the trichomes off. So they're making it really cold. Totally different, right? Because it's not water soluble. You're not using the water as a solvent. You're using water as like to suspend it so that you can then make those trichomes really cold and you break them off through agitation. When we're making canna butter, we're using the butter as a solvent. We're melting those trichomes into the butter because cannabinoids are fat-loving, fat-soluble compounds, and it will help get them into the butter. So that's the goal. Bonbon's great. Oh, wait, here we go. Yes, you guys should get ready for this, baby. Instagram, she's a little small for you, but I'll make her a little bigger. There she is. She's in her position. Let me see if I can kind of. Push it forward so she. Oh, fuck. Okay, so we try. And then I gotta move. Little tricky. Okay, so Have you done Rice Krispie treats? Yes. I have a Rice Krispie treat recipe in my cookbook that is caramel Rice Krispie treats, but I love Rice Krispie treats. They're so good. There she is. She's just hanging out. She's just chilling. And I set it up so that Instagram gets half of the Instagram or the lower quarter of the Instagram feed is Bonbon. And then the top is me. Okay, so should we actually do this? Should we go into our watch scene? And I need to see what is coming up on and Instagram. I can't really see your comments. So if you've been commenting or anything like that, my main stream is on YouTube. It's Vanessa Marigold. And, or you can watch me on Twitch. It's the Edibles Club. So however you want to hang out, please come and hang out. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to open a new window and we can go to YouTube and let me actually pull up one of our first videos first. Rice to marshmallow ratio, very important. Very important. I don't like too much marshmallow. Obviously it can't be dry, but it can't be too goopy. I'm not for that. It's got to be, it's so complicated. Okay, so first thing we're going to do. All right. I kind of feel like we've had a little setup, but I haven't really started this sesh because there's been so much going on. Chris Falconer says, with peach season in effect, I was thinking about using a play off the granola, but making a crumble. Yum. Grilled peaches with weed crumble sounds great. Peaches with a granola, like grilled peaches with granola and like burrata or something delicious like that. Sounds really good. And honey and things like that. What's your favorite savory edible in my book? Let me grab my book really quickly, actually. We're going to get into this topic eventually, but it is a long stream. So if you're just getting here, hang out. Okay. Don't want to disturb her. Okay, so let me see. What's my favorite savory edible other than the meatballs? Because I feel like that's such an obvious... Oh, Fraggle Rock. Thank you. Let me put your name up on the board. Okay. El Fraggle Rock is on the board. French onion boop. Sir Stabula says, we can do a boop. We can do a boop. I'm excited to learn about psychoactive plants. I've done a good amount of DMT and I'm learning from medicinal use of plants. I have done shrooms, which was fun. Obviously, I have to be in the right headspace. Actually, before I boop, I have to charge this little knife thing. 1 second. Oh, fuck. Like, what is this plugged into? But it's actually just batteries for the bonbon cam. What else? I'm not really big on... I really love pot. I love cannabis. It works for me. It works for my body. I'm super sensitive. Like alcohol, too much alcohol, I'm going to throw up. I always throw up. Ayahuasca, I haven't tried it. I know I'm going to throw up. That's the point. I don't want to throw up. I don't want to. Even with shrooms, sometimes I get a tummy ache. You know, Hawaiian baby, wood rose seeds. Well, we got a lot of people who've got ideas going on. Okay, so what else is my favorite savory edible from the book? Ooh. The sticky icky pot stickers are pretty fucking good. But you know what is one that I feel like people might not know how good it is until they try it? The wacky weed wontons. These are ridiculous. And you have to, I know you're like, what do you mean? Cream cheese, macadamia nuts. Just trust me. Just trust me, they're good. Okay? It's a Hawaiian dish. It's my auntie's dish. And it's what she would serve her vegetarian friends. So whenever you have a vegetarian friend that comes over, you just make them these wontons. And they are so yummy. But you got to do it with the Coleman's mustard powder, the whole thing. And the Maggie's sweet chili sauce. The combination of that with the crispy wonton and like the creamy, it's so good. Chris Falconer, thank you. Let's see what color we've done a lot of these colors. We haven't even. The sesh is just getting started. The photo looks like it's out of a 70s cookbook. Love it. Doesn't it? We really like, I tell you what, you guys, I'll tell you what, this book, $32.50 full price, right? $32.50. Pretty good deal. It is not just a cookbook. This is not just a cookbook. Okay. This has mother infusions in it. That chapter alone, you could just take that and you're golden. You know how to infuse. You could do your own recipes. That combined with the formula for an ethical dose, so you know how to dose your recipes, you're set. Then you get 80, well, the mother infusions is included in that 80 recipes, but you get all of these recipes for how to throw parties, you know, and to dose food, things that I've already figured out the dose for you. So if you don't want to have to figure it out for yourself, you want to just be like, fuck it. Tell me how much weed to put into these meatballs, lady. I don't want to think about it. I just want to eat at least 5 of them and know I'm not going to regret it. Okay. And that is in there for you too. So, you know, this book, you might look at the doses if you're a more seasoned edible taker and you might go, hey, this is not a very high dose. Okay. We're going to order a treat. It's intentional. That's totally intentional. I'm assuming that people from all over the world are going to get this book. I'm assuming people who have never tried edibles before are going to get this book, and people who have tried a lot of edibles are going to get this book. And I want everyone to have a good time. If you know you have a higher tolerance, tell you what to do in this book. And it's add more weed, or better yet, start cooking with concentrates. And I have a chapter on cooking with concentrates with a chart that tells you which concentrates need to be decarbed and which ones already come decarbed, which I think is very useful when you start cooking with concentrates. You need to know which ones are not activated. Hi, Cannabis Cowboy. How you doing? Lucas is here. Hey, did you come from Instagram? Man, I want to make infused tres leches or savory empanada. We did tres leches. It was really good. Doctor, I'm consider getting it. I really hope you do. I put a lot of work into this cookbook. So the photo shoot we did, it was, I think it was 8 days of shooting, and I did not cut any corners. I did not. I put the full advance into this. Well, the full amount of the advance that they had given me at the time went into this book. Okay. And then some, because it wasn't enough to pay for everything. So I put a lot into this book with the lab testing, with recipe testing, with the photography. That was all very planned out. And like even the cover, we spent half a day just trying to figure out what the hell this cover was going to be. Right. It was like, my editor was like, we don't have a cover yet. I'm like, okay. I did come from Instagram. Awesome. So if you're on Instagram, oh, Baba, what happened? What happened, Baba? Is the camera bugging you? I don't know if she's got fleas. Oh, she's gone. She's out of here. Okay, Bonbon cam is off. So we'll turn it off. She's out. How do you stay mindful with your consumption? I tend to get carried away, especially when my tolerance increases. Bree, I don't have a good answer for you. Take a tea break. You can take a tea break, but honestly, I started dabbing, and that's definitely been something that has kind of changed the way that I smoke. But as far as edibles, like, I don't know, I lightly dose them. They're just so, like, I had fudge earlier. I made fudge this last Saturday too. I fucked it up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's really good. And it's really lightly dosed. Like, I had a nice brick of it, a nice cut of it before doing this live, and like, was a little bit edible high? Sure, but I like that. So did someone say dabs? Say less. Mike, I'm about to dab right now. I've got some nice guava gift cold cure. Oh, you know what I wanted to do too with you guys? I have something exciting. Oh fuck, I might have to delete that, because if that had my address, you guys don't show up at my door. I will not like that. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to show you these. My bad. I meant to show you my cards. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. So I wanted to open these with you, all these seeds. I think these are just stickers. So these are all seeds from ILGM. And I'm going to grow them if you can. I just have to be more intentional. Yeah, I think, Bree, like, just trying to, I don't know. It depends how you use it. Is it causing a problem for you? Are you finding that you're not getting things done? Are you like, how can I, like, again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I'm just curious, like, what are your goals? And is it preventing you from accomplishing your goals is what I would say. I know. Isn't that fun? I got a bunch of seeds. I don't know what they are yet. So let's open them together. I don't know yet, Sir Stabulous. Let's find out together. Okay, so let's open this first one. Home of the Growers. I'm very excited about this. Bob and Riley sent these to me. Thank you. I'm very excited. Let's see what strains these are. I hope they say on it. Wouldn't it be? Okay. ILG. Well, shit. You guys. Wait, they sent me an email. Let me see if I can. They sent me an email that was the different strains they were going to give me. Because I don't know what these are. Let me see if they sent a packing list. Oh, they did. They did. Okay, good. Okay, so we have. This is the PHY. Well, which one is this? YUEFAP5? PH, Yeah, I don't know which one that is. Oh, wait, it's here. Oh, no. Okay, well, I don't know which one this one is, but we're going to ask them. No strain. This was sent to me separately, okay? But they sent me a tracking list. They sent me a packing list. So this one is ILG FAP. I think this is the same thing. This one is Northern Lights Autoflower. Northern Lights Autoflower. So these two are Northern Lights Autoflower. Okay. I love Northern Lights. Okay. No, not Mystery Seeds. These are Northern Lights right here. Autoflower. Let's open this bag. Okay. This is exciting. I love it. I'm going to pop these, all of them. I don't know how many I'm going to do actually. That seems maybe excessive. Okay. So then this one looks like Blue Dream Autoflower. That's nice. We love that. Blue Dream Autoflower. I'm glad these are autoflower. I'm so glad you start with low doses. It's so accessible that way. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I feel like that way people can eat more than one. I always get comments online on Instagram, especially, that are like, oh, that's not enough weed. And I'm like, well, maybe I like to eat a lot of meatballs. Okay, this is Blue Dream as well. So I got 10 Blue Dream. And then this is, I love Blue Dream as well. So I'm happy about that. This is Durban Poison Autoflower. Nice. Definitely growing some Durban Poison. Love that. And they're so pretty. The seeds are so pretty. Okay, so Blue Dream, Northern Lights, Durban Poison, and I think one of them was, Yuzu Euphoria, but I don't know. Oh no, this one's Yuzu Euphoria, which is cool because I have 2 Yuzu trees growing in my backyard right now too. Maybe they'll like want to grow next to each other. So I got Yuzu Euphoria, and that one is also autoflower. These are all autoflower, which is good because we're kind of almost done. We're almost done. Summer is almost over. And then this is PPK. Purple Kush. Wow. Okay. So we got Purple Kush, Durban Poison, Northern Lights, Blue Dream, and Euphoria, Yuzu Euphoria, which is awesome. So what do you guys think? Romulan has an excellent cultivar. I just finished testing. Canalian is NL 5 plus Romulan. Very nice. Romulan, I actually tell a story about Romulan in my introduction of my cookbook. It was one of the first strains I ever smoked in Northern California. And it really like fucked me up. And I was like, I just remember thinking to myself, am I ever going to feel normal again? Okay, so that's exciting. I'm going to pop those seeds, and I know, Mike, I like some classic strain names. I kind of told them, I was like, here are some of the strains I grew up smoking, and they were like, awesome. So thanks, Bob. Thanks, Riley from ILGM. I'm so excited to start growing those. They are awesome and are supporting our community here and me. So Bay Area, that's right. That is right. I was born in Hollister and from California, but also grew up in Canada. So I have a bit of, I've kind of bopped around, but I thought my dog was growling, but no, she's passed out on the couch. Supposedly is a good replacement for gabapentin. Huh. Okay, so we should get into what our stream is actually about today. All right. I haven't really gotten into it. So welcome to the Club Sesh. If you're new here, this is my Wednesday night Club Sesh. Tonight, we're going to tour the global psychedelic garden from Cava to Coca, from mushrooms to Khat. We're going to look at it all and how these plants help shape culture, help create medicine, and community. So let's keep it respectful in the chat, everybody. Keep it curious. Everybody, I'm not, as a general disclaimer, I am not encouraging that you try these plants I'm just researching it and investigating it with everyone. So if you're on Instagram, it is way better on YouTube, but you're welcome to stay on Instagram too. Oh my gosh, Madam Dram, where have you been? Where have you been all my life? Okay, I won't imitate Rihanna. Madam Dram goes up on the board. There we go. Awesome. It's a fun club sesh. I want to pull up our first video to get it going. We're going to look at some interesting topics today, and I want to make sure it's going to come up. But I don't want that. There we go. Pause. And let me switch over. Let me make sure you can hear me. Oh, where's this? Huh, that's weird. Okay, there it is. Very big. Let's make bonbon. Oh, I guess it didn't show up. There we go, YouTube or Instagram. So you guys will get kind of a video of this. It's very much on YouTube. Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to reconfigure this a little bit because we had to set up the scenes again. You should research nutmeg. Oh yeah, nutmeg is one too, isn't it? Isn't that interesting? Let's make me bigger here. Whoa, didn't mean to make me that big. Okay. Hi. There we go. Let me put my headphones in, and can you all still hear me okay? Oh, you know what? And the chat is good. Okay, good. The chat is good. I was worried that the chat wasn't going to be up to date, but it is. Okay, I can hear me just fine, and I want to play this. And I want you guys to tell me how's the sound on that. It's good for me, but if you need me to turn it up or turn it down. Oh my God, all of my wires are fucking... what is going on? Okay, 1 second, I gotta take these off. And then my cell phone is... You know, it's a little chaotic. Okay, sound is bueno. Oh, Cody, Psychoactive Research Fund. Thank you, Cody. You're going up on the board. Cody. Cody's on the board, everybody. All the super chats get up on the chalkboard in calligraphy because the children can't read it. Okay. My hair's a little floofy. It's a little floofy today. But let's learn about some psychoactive stuff, and I'm going to boop. Okay. I just wanted it to look a little like cuter. Doesn't want to look cute today. Maybe we'll put the flip on the other side. I know I'm being a diva. I don't care. Okay, that's a little better. That's kind of cute. Okay, let's do... Okay, wait.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of the MAPS Canada Expert Edition webinar series, The Ethnobotany of Psychoactive Plants. My name is Michael.
This is... Whoa, I'm so loud now. This is really long. I was not expecting this to be an hour. So let me pick a different video to watch. we're going to learn about this first because it's a lot. Oops. Too long of a video.
Turn on Share My Trip.
Oop. And this is a good one. I know you guys like this.
Oliver, and I am your host for this mini.
Sorry, Oliver, but
After 2 successful seasons,
These fungi have been giving us humans mind-expanding trips for
The Uber
millennia.
app.
They grow all over the planet, but are illegal almost anywhere you go. During the Spanish Inquisition, they were even denounced as a tool of the devil.
whoa.
Today, we know there's much more nuance to these magical mushies. This is the psilocybin mushroom.
Wow. Let me ask you guys.
Hey, I'm Tasha the Amazon, and you're watching Flora Logic.
Hi,
Today, we're
Tasha.
taking a trip with the world's most fantastical fungi, psilocybin mushroom.
Okay, so technically,
Magic mushroom?
I know that mushrooms are not a plant. Okay? Don't get all like pedantic like that, okay? We can still look at shrooms and it's okay. So, oh, how many people? 42 people watching. Hi.
Mushrooms or shrooms?
Psilocybin mushrooms actually refer to about 200 different species of mushrooms that grow all over the world.
Wow.
When eaten, psilocybin mushrooms cause a
Oh, I gotta
psychoactive
order a
effect
treat.
that's experienced as hallucinations, euphoria, altered thinking, and changes in perception and mood.
The compound in magic mushrooms that make them so magical is their namesake, psilocybin. It's
Psilocybin.
suggested the liver converts this compound into another called psilocin. Psilocin molecule.
Okay, so isn't that so interesting how important our liver is for processing, metabolizing these plants or fungi in this case? So psilocybin, it gets metabolized by the liver and converted into psilocin. With THC, it gets converted into 11-hydroxy THC. When we smoke, we mainly get delta 9 THC and probably a good amount of CBN because the heat is going to degrade that THC as well. But it's cool to see that that also happens with shrooms. So there you go.
Molecules are almost the exact
Similar.
same shape as serotonin, the neurotransmitter
Wow.
that regulates mood. Because they're so similar, psilocin can dock itself into the serotonin receptors in the brain,
Wow.
euphoria, and all the other common psychedelic effects I mentioned.
Fungi are the primary source of naturally occurring psychedelics in the world, and the most potent of them belong to the genus psilocybe.
Despite the power they pack to send you sailing on a riverboat ride through your own mind,
Whoa.
these little brown mushrooms are quite understated at first glance. But bruise or crush them, and most species of this genus will turn a characteristic deep blue.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie, seeing a mushroom turn
Don't
blue
lie.
sounds like what happens after you eat these psychedelics.
To
Kinda
feel
low?
hell or
Okay,
soar
let me turn it
angelic,
up.
Just take a pinch of psychedelic, wrote psychiatrist Humphrey Osmond to author Aldous Huxley after coining the term in 1956. The word psychedelic comes from the Greek psyche, for mind, and delos, to show. And that idea of looking inward has fascinated us humans for millennia.
Indigenous communities in the Americas have been using psilocybin mushrooms for thousands of years in traditional practices and for medicinal purposes. The Aztecs called these sacred mushrooms
Don't actually me,
astonishing gifts
Lucas.
from the gods.
During the Spanish Inquisition, which began in 1478 and was created to enforce Catholic Orthodoxy,
Whoa, we're going back
all
there.
cultural practices involving indigenous belief
Come on,
systems
bitch, work.
were outlawed in lands that
Melt.
Spaniards invaded. They promptly
This thing
mistranslated
doesn't
the
work.
Aztec name to flesh of gods, and these sacred mushrooms were instantly declared blasphemous and a tool of the devil.
You
This
gotta be
gift of the
kidding me.
gods was forced
Okay, let me get a
underground for
different
hundreds
pen.
of years.
This thing isn't
Yet another
working
victim
anymore.
of violent
It's
colonialism.
ruining my boobs.
Its common use today is similarly thanks to exploitation, but this time it came about through cultural appropriation.
Whoa, of course it
Mainstream
did.
popularity of mushrooms
Tell us,
began after
Tasha.
the publication of a Life magazine article in 1957 by a former banker that detailed the sacred mushroom rituals of the Mazatec people of Mexico.
Despite promising his guide that he wouldn't share the secrets of that ritual, he published anyway.
Of course he
Interest in this
did.
hallucinogenic mushroom instantly spiked.
Just 2 years later, Sandoz Pharmaceutical had isolated, synthesized, and patented the extraction process of psilocybin.
That Life magazine
We ruin
article,
everything.
which actually coined the term magic mushroom, inadvertently made psilocybin mushrooms an instant counterculture success, beloved by the hippies of the 60s.
This then directly led to mushrooms being included in the Controlled Substances Act of 1970 in the United States and being classified a Schedule 1 drug. Schedule 1, which includes heroin, LSD, ecstasy, and marijuana.
I know, can you believe
means
it?
that magic mushrooms are characterized as
Cannabis
having high
is Schedule
potential
1.
for abuse with no medicinal use.
Despite being classified as a
Wait, I just want to point that out. Cannabis is a Schedule 1 drug. So that means that the government, with everything you all know about cannabis, the government says, the federal government says that cannabis has 0 medicinal value. Can you believe that? But alcohol, tobacco, anyway, who created scheduling? We should look into that. A lot of former alcoholics say they quit alcohol with the help of microdosing a psilocybin. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yes. But then, whatever. Let's not get into addiction.
Schedule 1 drug, it's difficult to overuse mushrooms, and physical and psychological dependence are essentially unheard of.
Mushrooms have low toxicity and are generally well tolerated. A 2016 study found that of 12,000 users, only 24 reported having to seek emergency medical care after taking mushrooms.
Overdose for some drugs means death.
Yeah,
But in the case of shrooms, overdose can be described as a very, very bad trip.
Right.
Expect intense and terrifying hallucinations,
boop
panic
people.
attacks, vomiting, diarrhea, paranoia,
Ooh,
and
no
sometimes
thanks.
even psychosis. An overdose usually lasts 6 to 8 hours, but can take upwards of several days to completely fade. Like all hallucinogens, tolerance is built quickly, so the more you take, the more you'll need to take next time to
Are you gonna
experience
work?
the same result.
You're
This
not going to work
increases
either?
the risk of overdose, since the potency of mushrooms can vary.
Actually, the biggest risk in taking
God
shrooms
damn
is accidentally ingesting a poisonous species, which outnumbers
Boop.
psilocybin-containing mushrooms about 10 to 1.
There we
While
go.
other toxic mushrooms
Boop.
may also give you a trip, they can cause anything from gastrointestinal distress to kidney failure, depending on the species.
Okay. Well, that was a little loud. Sorry. Nixon's presidency created scheduling, Lucas. Not surprised. That guy, what a dick. What a dick that guy was. Lived up to his name, didn't he? Tummy ache, see? It really does give me a tummy ache. But you know what? Cannabis can give you a tummy ache too. Can give you CHS. I don't know if you get CHS or you're like already prone to getting CHS. We don't really know enough about CHS. If you don't know what cannabis hyperemesis syndrome is, but it's you throw up. And so it's interesting how many of these plants have an impact on our, well, of course, on our digestion because we're eating them.
species.
The long and the short of it is that mushrooms will probably not be the cause of your untimely passing. In fact, they may even help terminal cancer patients cope with the knowledge of their impending death.
Wow.
Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine compared the psychedelic and near-death
I think we all need to cope. I think everybody, just humans in general. This was kind of a realization I had as a young kid, was about death and how afraid of it a lot of people are, and to kind of what lengths we'll go through to mentally avoid having to die and what it means to die. Anyway, let's not get into that. But I think, and that's kind of what happens when you take a lot of psychoactive, medicines like this, like shrooms, is you come to terms, at least I have, with your mortality. And it kind of helps you realize, like, hey, we can't do anything about it. There's nothing we can do about it. And there's no answer, and nobody knows nothing. And all we know is we know nothing. And so just enjoy what we do know, is that we're here right now. And usually then I go when I'm really high on shrooms.
experiences of 3,000 people. And discovered
Yum.
these people all had similar positive feelings about death.
Wait, so GMA 182, I make Dubai pistachio filling and add shrooms to that. Yum. Yeah. I mean, chocolate makes everything taste better. 0 tummy aches too. That's good. I wonder why. Maybe the chocolate. Did you know that chocolate actually has a cannabinoid in it. It has anandamide. So that acts on our endocannabinoid system. We make an anandamide in our bodies, but it's also found in small amounts in chocolate. Okay, so let's read this. Comparison of psychedelic and near-death or other non-ordinary experiences in changing attitudes about death and dying. This is from 2022. It was published in a journal. So both psychedelic drug experiences and near-death experiences can occasion changes in perspectives on death and dying, but there have been few direct comparisons of these phenomena. This study directly compared psychedelic occasioned and non-drug experiences, which altered individuals' beliefs about death. Individuals who reported an experience that altered their beliefs about death occasioned by either a psychedelic drug or a near-death or other non-ordinary experience completed an online survey. Okay. Circumstances of the experience, mystical and near-death subjective features, changes in attitudes about death, and other persisting effect were evaluated. I mean, so how much you want to weigh that study is really up to you.
Both groups reported gaining personal and spiritual meaning, as well as psychological insight after their respective experiences. Those results dovetail nicely with another recent study that showed that a single treatment with psilocybin in patients with life-threatening cancer created long-term decreases in depression, anxiety, and fear of death, and increases in death acceptance.
This is just the beginning of promising research looking into the treatment of a range of mental health issues using psilocybin.
Attitudes toward this banned fungus are starting to shift as governments begin to embrace the potential medicinal and therapeutic benefits of psilocybin mushrooms. In the US, for example, psilocybin mushrooms have already been legalized in Oregon and Colorado. A handful of countries around the world also have a range of laws legalizing or decriminalizing mushrooms, while others have laws in place that are essentially unenforced.
Right.
Though they may sound like something from a Tolkien novel, magic mushrooms are not as mythical as their name implies and can be found quite easily around the world.
Two species of magic mushrooms, psilocybe cyanescens and psilocybe elenii, for example, love wood that already has most of its nutrients removed. This means they frequently pop up right under people's noses in the wood chips of urban gardens in the U.S. Pacific Northwest.
These species have been called synanthropes, organisms that love places built by humans for humans. And given their long history of use, I have a feeling magic mushrooms are going to keep accompanying us on our trips. So what should we talk about next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.
Good video. I like it. Let's like her video so they know to use her more. That was a good boop. Solid boop. Okay, so very interesting. I do find like with shrooms, if I'm going through something emotionally, like to take them and just, you have to, they say set and setting. You have to be in the right place, you know, and set yourself up for success, right? Like just make sure you're comfortable. Don't have anything that's going to freak you out around or stress you out, and just try to sit there and experience whatever it is that the fungi want to teach you. But they also grow on poo, just so you know. They grow on cow poo. I just know that because I'd be like, let's go walk through the field, see if we can find some shrooms on some cow shit. Common gold cap. In northern New Mexico, we have Psilocybe azurensis that grown on dead wood. Interesting. That's very interesting. Boop, 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 boop. I read that certain big cats and bears will find a certain mushroom, eat it, and then trip balls. Yep. I mean, well, I know that there's different, is it like monkeys that will trip? I know dolphins do. Don't dolphins take puffer fish? They, dolphins get high. I know that. They're freaky little freaks, those dolphins. Have you guys ever watched, is it South Park that always has the dolphins like escaping? Yeah, they always like, they know everything. Was it South Park that did that? I always get shows. They kind of, the older I get, the more things just kind of fuse together. All right, let me get a different link for us to watch because that was very good. We loved that, Tasha. Very interesting. I don't want it to be too long. See how long this is. Oh, no, this is an article, which is good. I'm going to read something to you. I'm going to read to you. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so this is from 2000, whatever. We're going to accept the cookies, you guys. This is from 2022. For major depression, effective for up to a year for most patients, study shows. So this is from Hopkins Medicine, Johns Hopkins Medicine Research. Okay, so this is for depression. This was published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology. I love dolphins. Me too, Patricia. Dolphins like to puff, puff past that. Isn't that funny? Our findings add to evidence that under carefully controlled conditions, this is a promising therapeutic approach that can lead to significant and durable improvements in depression, says Natalie Gukaisian. Apologies if I said that incorrectly. Assistant professor of psychiatry and behavioral science at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. She cautions, however, that the results we see are in a research setting. So you always have to keep that in consideration. People like to copy and paste studies and be like, look, here, this proves my point. And one study does not prove nothing. So just, you have to look at the variables and how they were able to control the variables, right? So, and if they are able to control, they're able to control variables more than we are in real life. So, it required quite a lot of preparation and structured support from trained clinicians and therapists, and people should not attempt to try it on their own. And this is why when you're like, well, I'm taking shrooms and I'm treating my depression with it. It's like, no, you're not. Oh, whatever. I'm not going to argue this point. Or ketamine. I'm taking what's his name? You know who I'm talking about. When he's all, I take, when I feel depressed, I just take a little ketamine and it makes me, I use it medicinally, whatever. It's prescribed to me. Bullshit. Ketamine therapy, when it's with a doctor, it's, it's usually intravenous and they're with you. It's monitored. You're not snorting it. They're not lining it up for you, giving you a bump of ketamine. Okay. All right. And shrooms, when they're doing these studies, it's, I don't know what else they're doing with these people. They have therapists, they have trained clinicians with them. It's not, you're not in a forest taking shrooms because, a loved one passed away and you're trying to cope with it. So talking to people is very important, not just plants. Remember that. Okay, over the last 20 years, there has been a growing of research. Okay, whatever, we'll take it. With classic psychedelics, the pharmacological class of compounds that include psilocybin, an ingredient found in so-called magic mushrooms. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, psilocybin can produce perceptual changes, altering a person's awareness of their surroundings and of their thoughts and feelings. Treatment with psilocybin has shown promise in research settings for treating a range of mental health disorders and addictions. For this study, the researchers recruited, let's look at how they did their study. So the researchers recruited 27 participants with a long-term history of depression, most of whom had been experiencing depressive symptoms for approximately 2 years before recruitment. So long-term depression. These weren't people who were like, I feel sad. Okay. The average age of participants was 40, 19 were women, and 25. So 19 were women. They don't say if they did any, non-binary, but let's assume that 21 were men and 25 identified as white, one is African American, and one is Asian. Okay, well, that doesn't seem very, like a good sample, but whatever. It is what it is. 88% of the participants had previously been treated with standard antidepressant medication. Okay, so 88% had tried other medications, and 58% reported using antidepressants in their current depressive. So 58% were using them at that time. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to move me. My bad. Sir Stabulus says, someone I know is on a heavy dosage of Kratom. Is it Kratom or Kratom? And I've heard it pronounced both ways. And caffeine. I don't know if I'd recommend that. Okay, so after screening, participants were randomized into one of two groups in which they received the intervention either immediately or after an 8-week waiting period. At the time of treatment, all participants were provided with 6 to 8 hours of preparatory meetings with 2 treatment facilitators. Following preparation, participants received 2 doses of psilocybin. I wonder what they were, given approximately 2 weeks apart. Okay, between August 2017 and April 2019. So between 2 years, they were given 2 doses, approximately 2 weeks apart. Wow. Okay, interesting. I would not to do what I did when I was young, but paper and mushy saved my life for sure. Why I'm still here. Oh, that's cool. You know, people are going to do what they're going to do. Okay, so then what? At the behavioral biology, participants return for follow-up 1 day and 1 week after each session. So they 1 day and 1 week, or see, this is confusing. So did they show up like 1 day after and then 1 week after, or did they show up 8 days? I'm going to say they showed up 1 day after and 1 week. Okay. That's what we're going to assume. And then at 1, 3, 6, and 12 months following the second session. Okay, interesting. I wonder what their reasoning was for that. I guess to see the long-term impact of it. 24 participants completed both psilocybin sessions. Okay, so 24. Okay, so they didn't all finish. 27 participated. 3 were like, fuck this shit. Okay, interesting. You are asking the right questions. Oh, thanks. I find people, people want to just kind of read and just like, right? And kind of just glaze over it. You want to read and ask questions. Always be curious about your life. Be curious about yourself. Be curious about what you're reading. Be curious about the sources. Be curious about the grammar. Be curious about it all. And just remember, a human wrote this. The researchers reported the psilocybin treatment in both groups produced large decreases in depression, and that depression severity remained low 1, 3, 6, and 12 months after treatment. So they wanted to see the long-term impact. Depressive symptoms were measured before and after treatment using the Grid-Hamilton Depression Rating Scale, a standard depression assessment tool in which a score of 24 or more indicates severe depression, 17 to 23 moderate, 18 to 16 mild, and 7 or less no depression. For most participants, so that's even on a spectrum, right? For most participants, scores of the overall treatment decreased from 22.8 at pre-treatment to 8.7 at 1 week, 8.9 at 4 weeks, 9.3 at 3 months, 7 at 6 months, and 7.7 at 12 months after treatment. So I just want to point that out to you guys. You know, depression is on a spectrum. So I think sometimes people are like, oh, well, I'm not that depressed. And it's like, yeah, well, but you're maybe a little bit depressed. That's okay. There's things we can do about that. And it's okay to feel that way. It's human. So, yeah. Anyway. What else do we want to see here? Participants had stable rates of response to the treatment and remissions of symptoms throughout the follow-up period, with 75% response and 58% remission at 12 months. Psilocybin not only produces significant and immediate effects, it also has long duration, which suggests that it may be a uniquely useful new treatment for depression. says Roland Griffiths. The Oliver Lee McCabe III, professor in neuropsychopharmacology of consciousness at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine and founding director of the Johns Hopkins Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research. Compared to standard antidepressants, which must be taken for long stretches of time, psilocybin has the potential to enduringly relieve the symptoms of depression with 1 or 2 treatments. And that's what's interesting is like they're giving it 1 or 2 times, right, is what they said, over a 2-year period, but it has this really long-term impact. Sid Hunter, for me, I didn't see any other way. Life was gray, feel lucky. Oh, that's really great. It's okay. This is, you know what? It's a community for sharing, and as long as you're being nice to everyone, you can share it in the YouTube chat. We're also on Twitch. It's the Edibles Club on Twitch, and it's Vanessa Marigold on YouTube. I know, hope no one is on shrooms watching this right now because that would be too much. Don't do that. Go sit in a park somewhere. The researchers emphasized that further research is needed to explore the possibility that the efficacy of psilocybin treatment may be substantially longer than 12 months. Johns Hopkins is one of the sites of national multi-site randomized placebo-controlled trial of psilocybin for major depressive disorder. Other researchers who contributed to the study are Alon Davis, Frederick Barrett, Mary Cosimano, Nathan Cepeda, and Matthew Johnson from the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. The study was funded in part by a crowdsourced campaign organized by Tim Ferriss and by grants from the River Styx Foundation and Dave Morin. Support for Alan Davis and Natalie Gukassian was provided by a grant from the National Institutes of Health. Wow. Support for authors was also provided by the Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this, but it's interesting. It's good to see who is sponsoring research, right? You want to see who sponsored it. Hi, Six Harmonies Martial Arts. Hi, Vanessa in chat, joining you for the first time in chat all the way from Australia. Hey, we do have some members of my Edibles Club from Australia. I will say, good morning to Australia. And I will say we have an international club. In the Discord, people are like, "Hey, I'm in Germany," and we've got members in Germany. We have members in Australia. We have members. Where else do we have members all over the world? I think we have a member in New Zealand and France, possibly. Anyway, it's a very cool club. If you want to join, there's a link up top. It's pinned both to the Twitch and to the YouTube stream. If you're on Instagram, you can join my Edibles Club. The link is in my bio. From Costa Rica here. Hi, Oscar from Costa Rica. I'd love to come and visit. Sounds like a fun place. I've never been. Okay, so we're learning about psychoactive plants. And I haven't ordered any treats yet. I need to order some treats. Let me pull up another and I'm going to drop a poll. So yes, you have 82% of my YouTube chat have taken shrooms before and 17% have not. Okay, interesting. Oh, Kathleen says to boop, which means I should take a dab, and I will in a second, but I want to start a quick poll for the YouTube chat. So if you're not on YouTube, you should come and join me from Instagram if you want to see the wide live stream. And thanks for hanging out. You couldn't fully see that article, but I am hungry. What should I eat, you guys? What should I eat? That's not what the poll's going to be, but please put in the chat. Reason to reach for a plant. Okay, let me put this. I don't want to eat anything too unhealthy, and I definitely can't just have a sweet treat, but I do want a place that will give me a sweet treat too. Copy. Sushi. That's a good idea. I could get sushi, or I could do what's it called? Why am I blanking? Because I'm trying to start a poll. Or I could do poke. The dog is sitting on the ground. She wants me to feed her too. Wow, I'm still streaming on YouTube, on Instagram. That's weird. I thought I couldn't stream that long on Instagram. I guess I can. Interesting. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to check to see if I'm still streaming. Wow. Yep, I'm still on Instagram. There's not too many people watching there, which is okay. You shouldn't be watching on Instagram. You should be watching on YouTube. It's cool to see how awesome technology is. Acai bowl. That's too sweet. Sorry. I have like a little kind of scratch in my throat. Okay, so we have a poll going. I might end the Instagram live stream. I think I can live for a lot of hours on Instagram. I'm going to stop now because we've been going for an hour, but the stream keeps going on YouTube. So, or maybe I'll just keep it going. Whatever. Let's watch a cool video about this. I want to double check it to make sure it works.
Watch what magnesium does to...
This is BBC, so it should be okay. Sometimes you have to be careful.
King Charles has been made a High Chief of Samoa during his visit to the Pacific Island. It's the latest stop on the King and Queen's 11-day royal tour, Charles's first major overseas trip since his cancer diagnosis back in February. They'll also make an appearance at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, where several Caribbean nations are trying to get the issue of reparatory justice for slavery onto the agenda, as Katie Watson now reports.
Day 2 in Samoa, and it started with another very Pacific welcome. This was an Ava ceremony, a ritual built around a drink made from a tree root, a sign of unity and connection. Shared with the king and delivered to him in a coconut.
God bless this Ava.
Wow. Look at Camilla, she's covering her face. Why was she doing that?
Here, but the Samoans are certainly rolling out the woven mats for the royal couple. The Queen had several separate engagements, learning about school literacy, as well as giving a speech on efforts to combat domestic abuse. Meanwhile, preparations got underway for the King's next engagement.
Okay, that's enough of the monarchy. I don't really give a shit about them, but I do think it's interesting that he had some kava. Have you ever had kava before? I haven't had it before. I know it kind of like woke me up a little bit. I'm going to get some poke. And there's actually, let me see which one I like more. That one has, I haven't been to this poke spot. Ooh, this looks legit. The other one has dessert though. Does this one have a dessert? I love a place with a dessert. I don't care about alcohol. Hand rolls. Sides. Ooh, they do. They have taiyaki. Ooh, is it with red bean? Ooh, they have. Okay, we're going here. Yay, I'm so excited. They have sweet treats. I'm ordering food. That's what's happening. Let me get this guy's face off of here. I'm sorry. If you're on Instagram. This is my sesh. We're hanging out on YouTube, but I'm streaming to you live. I can't believe it. It's happening. Sid Hunter, best thing I learned was we truly are one as someone who didn't believe in a higher power. Interesting. Okay. All right. So you guys, I can get 2 scoop bowl, 3 scoop bowl. I think I'm a 2 scoop kind of a bowl girl. Well, shit. Let's just get a 3 scoop. Let's do it. I like rice. Okay? Don't judge me. I know. It's better to get I don't want a salad. Fuck that. I don't want salad. I don't want it. I'm gonna feed you bonbon. Don't worry. I love shrimp. We're getting shrimp. We're gonna put shrimp. I've got to get 3. Select one. First protein choice, shrimp. Second protein choice, I think I'm gonna go with spicy tuna. I feel a little bad about tuna, but we're gonna do it. And then the last one I'm gonna get is a baked salmon. Huh, how interesting. Maybe I'll get the crab. I'm gonna try their crab meat. Original poke marinating sauce mixed in with sesame oil. Let's get it medium. Toppings. Cucumber, why not? Green onion, why not? No, I don't want onion. Edamame, jalapeno, corn, pineapple, pickled cucumber. Then maybe I won't get the regular cucumber. Seaweed salad, pickled radish, ginger. I don't think I need kimchi. Wasabi, cilantro, avocado, no cream cheese. Okay, cool. Drizzle sauce. Shit, I love ponzu. Ponzu, spicy mayo, dry toppings. I'm almost done. Fried garlic, fried onion, don't worry. Furikake. I said that a little Italian. Furikake. Sesame seeds. Tempura flakes. Yes. Yes, bonbon. And adding that. We love it. What's everyone saying? Where in Hawaii have you visited? I've been to Maui, but most of my time and Oahu, but most of my time is been spent in Kauai. That's where my family lives. My auntie's from Oahu. My uncle's born in California, but he moved to Kauai when he was 18. And he's lived there ever since. Well, no, he lived in New Zealand for a little bit too. He wouldn't like me telling all these stories about him, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to get one of these taiyaki. We're going to get Nutella. Bonbon, you're being really silly. Okay, we've got Nutella, custard. Shit, we got to get more. We're not getting 2. We're getting 5. I don't care. We're getting Nutella, red bean, custard, cheese, Oreo. I want to try them all. I'm going to take a bite of every single one of them. Why is this so expensive? I don't know. But the super chats have been hot tonight. They've been hot. Thank you, darlings. I love you. We're going to make it direct to us. Let's go. Baby, tip them. Place that order. Get it going. Let's keep learning. Arrowwood? What's Arrowwood? Hello all. I see title, and here's my 2 cents. I smoked salvia once. Whoa. Had the greatest trip, but the come down was brutal. No, thank you. The Italian in you makes you that much more interesting. Some killer Italian dishes. Doctor, you should come and hang out with us on a Saturday. I cook Italian food all the time. Okay, let's stop watching that video because we don't care about King Charles. But we do want to learn more about Cava. I want to just kind of see what this is. I don't want to read something again. But I want to pick a good video for you guys. How long is that? It's only 4 minutes, but I hope it's not AI. Everything looks AI these days. You know, everything looks AI, and a lot of it is AI.
There goes nothing. It's not that bad. It definitely numbs your tongue. Like my lips are a little bit numb. When you drink it, how does it make you feel?
I think there's Cava cafes
like
here.
When you smoke marijuana, the feeling is almost like this.
It's good. I'm relaxed. Make me feel relaxed.
Shaka, we don't kill people. You drink vodka, you kill people.
Yeah. How much did you drink already?
I feel calm, like relax my body.
Huh.
Makes me weak. Cannot do my work.
Interesting.
Today I'm going to introduce you to a wild drug that many people are consuming around the Pacific.
Wow.
Good? Good. I tried it once years back in Vanuatu. So in the South Pacific countries, they drink this stuff called kava, which is made from the ground, and you drink it in these little bowls like this. Cheers.
just one go. Don't smell it here.
Don't smell it.
But now I'm here in Ponape, Micronesia to try it again and tell you guys all about it. Inside this coconut shell is a drink called kava, or as the locals call it,
Sacco.
It's a thick, rough, and slimy drink that looks, tastes, and smells like mud.
Kind of like saponins.
How much is a bottle if you want to buy one?
$6.
That's it? $6?
Wow.
Here in Ponape, the capital and biggest island of Micronesia, Sakau is readily available in households,
Big drink today.
yeah, villages, and in small makeshift bars on the side of the street. Okay, you can see all the cars are lined up here to go to the Sakau bar.
Russians have their vodka, Italians have their wine, Ponapeans have their Sakau.
It's the social drug of the island, and it's 100% legal.
This is your actual Sakau plant. It's been harvested, it's ready to be pounded.
Ponapeans drink it every single day.
For weddings, social gatherings, if you were to kill somebody and you just take the plant, you squeeze it, prepare it, you give it to the family, and then if they drink it, which means they accept your apology, and you guys are good. Yeah.
Wow.
You can get away with murder by giving someone a Sakau.
Supposedly, but don't kill anybody.
No, we're not recommending people to die. But I learned that the preparation process is a holy experience in itself. They really take this stuff seriously. To make it, the roots are laid on a flat stone that they got from the river. Then they are pounded with rocks in a rhythmic beat, while the hibiscus plant is being extracted.
Wow.
It's a skill to do this. You cannot just tear it. This is where the juice comes out of from. So they're gonna tie it, they're gonna soak it with water, and then squeeze it with the sakau. There's a chemical reaction between this hibiscus and the kava juice.
You mix it all together with water, twist it around to gather the juice into a slimy concoction, and squeeze it out. You drink it, you get drunk.
Who came up with that? Who was the first person that was like, hey, here's this plant. Let's do this, let's do that, let's strip it, let's put it with this, and then there'll be in a reaction, and we'll squeeze it, and then we'll drink it. And it'll get us, you know. They must have, like, something accidentally happened, and then they're like, hey. And then they did it again. Who knows?
I thought it was only consumed by men in villages, but I found out that women equally drink it as well. It's a unique experience that's only found here in Ponape. Man, that is just a wild experience. If you guys ever find yourself in the Pacific Islands, I would recommend giving it a try, but don't drink too much because you might start throwing up and sweating profusely.
No, thank you.
If someone ever told me to define the word culture, I would tell them to come to Ponape, go to a Sakau bar, and enjoy.
Okay.
I like your shirt. That's my country.
Yeah, I'm retired from U.S. Navy.
They're funny.
I'm single and nothing.
That's funny. Okay, cool. I watch a lot of stuff on mind-altering substances. I missed this one, Cava. Yeah, they have cafes are like kind of opening in around LA. I've seen them definitely because it's not. I don't think it's not regulated. So I don't know what the laws are on Cava. How long is this? That looks like AI. I'm trying to find non-AI videos. All right, let's learn about another psychoactive plant. Kava is very interesting. It's a drink. It's definitely becoming more popular. And let's, I've never tried it before. Would you try it? Would you try Kava? The opening scene in the new Chief of War series is epic. Jason Momoa uses kava on a shark. Yeah, it's a traditional. Here, let's watch this video. I need to get some water, but this.
And if you like my travel video.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
First question we get more often than anything else is, what is kava? Well, this is it right here. This is the kava plant. Here in Hawaii, it's called kava. It's also called yagona or sakau. They're all the same thing, which is this plant. Now, for most people, they've never actually seen a kava plant, and this is what it looks like. It's a pretty unique plant. We're going to talk about that a little more. But what's really interesting and what we really drink are the roots. So nothing above the ground, the aerial parts of the plant are actually consumed for traditional purposes. More for medicinal or certain specific reasons, we'll use the aerial parts. But what we're most interested in are the roots.
The roots. Okay, so they're using the roots of the plant to make that beverage. Very interesting. Your video on the guy in Thailand was good too. KD. Yeah, Kodam. He's really cool. Really cool guy. Okay, the science behind kava. Let's watch this and then we'll switch to another plant.
Hey guys, today we're going to learn the science behind this stuff, kava. Now, kava is a drink that has its origins in the Pacific Islands and is made by grinding up the dried roots of the kava plant and mixing it with water, making a drink that both looks like mud water and, frankly, tastes like mud water too. And kava's roots are as a ceremonial drink in the Pacific Islands, used to greet guests, celebrate birthdays, or just to drink during social gatherings. Cool. It's been around for over 2,000 years over there, but recently kava has caught on quite a bit in the United States as both a medicinal remedy, but also as a social drink.
Yep.
The kava plant's roots contain several different compounds known as kava lactones, all with slightly different effects. But kava and these kava lactones have been known to help with anxiety, depression, pain, insomnia, and also give
Cannabis.
a sense of euphoria. There are 6 main kava lactones, with the first increasing dopamine, giving that sense of euphoria. The second increases levels of gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, and this helps to regulate emotions and reduce anxiety. The third and fourth kava lactones calm the central nervous system, which helps ease pain and with sleep. And finally, the fifth and sixth ones increase serotonin, which regulates mood, appetite, and sleep, and a deficiency in serotonin can cause anxiety and depression. Now, different strains of kava contain different levels of these various kava lactones, meaning they can all have slightly different effects. Now, I know all this can sound a bit like Eastern medicine and a little hippie and sort of out there, but this stuff has a pretty considerable amount of scientific research on it. In fact, kava has been known to help people get off benzodiazepines like Xanax and Valium.
Wow.
And unlike these drugs, kava can actually boost cognitive function. In other studies, kava has been shown to be as effective as certain anti-anxiety and antidepressant drugs.
Wow.
And a lot of people also drink kava as a healthier alternative to alcohol or other drugs, as a lot of kava bars, as they're called, can have a very similar social atmosphere to a traditional bar. Now, one really interesting thing about kava is that it has a reverse tolerance, which is very different to almost every other drug, all the way from caffeine to heroin, in that instead of building up a tolerance to the substance and needing more to get the same effect over time, kava is the opposite, whereas the more
it builds
you consume,
up in your system,
the less you need to feel its effects.
Wow.
This is because your body will build up those kava lactones over time.
Very
And once
interesting.
they're already in your system, you won't need as much to feel its effects. And for that same reason, a lot of first-time kava drinkers may not feel anything at all. Now, I also want to put it out there that I'm not endorsing the consumption of kava, as its long-term health effects are not, completely known.
Studied and
But, maybe something you want to try out.
That's a little disclaimer. Very cool. Okay, so I want to look into another plant now. That's our theme today is psychoactive plants.
Kratom is a substance obtained from the leaves of a tree native to Southeast Asia. At lower doses, kratom has stimulant effects, but higher doses result in opioid-like effects, although kratom has significantly lower potential for dependence and overdose than typical opioids. The diverse effects of kratom cause it to be used for multiple purposes, such as combating fatigue, relieving pain, and even treating opioid withdrawal.
Wow.
More than 40 psychoactive alkaloid substances have been found in kratom, but most of kratom's effects are thought to be attributable to two substances, metragenine and 7-hydroxymetragenine. Both of these substances are thought to activate opioid receptors involved in pain relief to account for kratom's analgesic and other opioid-like effects. At the same time,
Hi, Ben. I'm sorry. It might not have notified you because I had to restart the stream. If you had set notification for the other stream I had done, I'm sorry. I hit go live and then I hit my mouse again because I'm a spaz and it stopped the stream. And then I had to redo the stream all over again. It was not fun.
kratom's effects on the opioid receptor and its resultant neurobehavioral effects are distinct from those of opioid drugs. One hypothesized reason for this is that the alkaloids in kratom seem to be capable of activating different intracellular pathways by utilizing.
Joe, I've heard mixed things too. I've heard it being used to help with opioid addiction or dependency, and so it's interesting from here, look at this is what we're talking about. So people are using it for that. And when you look at the opioid crisis in America, it's like, okay, well, if there's a plant alternative, I think it's important for us to consider it as an option for people. I'm here now. That's what matters, I suppose. Thank you. Welcome, Ben. Don't worry. I'm here every Wednesday.
Utilizing a mechanism known as biased agonism. Because of this unique mechanism, some refer to kratom alkaloids as atypical opioids. It is not completely clear what action accounts for kratom's stimulant effects, but kratom alkaloids do bind to a variety of non-opioid receptors, including noradrenergic, serotonergic, and adenosine receptors.
Wow,
Actions of these other receptors, or of other kratom alkaloids that have yet to be studied in depth, might play a role in kratom's stimulant effects. Despite having a similar mechanism to opioid drugs, kratom is not likely to cause the same serious consequences with high doses. Nevertheless, minor side effects.
You know what? Did I try kratom in Thailand? Or Khat? I don't remember. Maybe it was kratom. Khat? I don't remember. Tried something.
And even serious complications
Hi,
have
Marvin.
been linked to kratom in some cases. More research needs to be done to establish the safety profile of kratom, as well as to understand its potential for addiction.
Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, kratom is interesting. Let's look at the truth behind kratom. Paste and go.
Kratom is a botanical extract. It is also known as metragenine, and it is native to Indonesian countries. It can come in a powder form, a liquid form, or even a capsule. Kratom is often sold in gas stations or convenience stores.
Wow,
Kratom
really?
technically falls
Where?
in the class of a dietary supplement, which
Wow.
means that
Supplement,
it is not
unregulated.
as heavily regulated as, say,
Not
drugs
regulated,
or medical devices that
right?
have to
Isn't
go
that
through
crazy?
a separate approval.
Isn't that so wild that, like, listen, whatever, but cannabis has more regulations and restrictions on it than this plant, which works on our opioid, like on our whatever
process. In certain doses, kratom can have a stimulating effect, and then in other more larger doses, it can have a more sedative
Right,
effect.
exactly, Joe.
These products are appealing to individuals usually that are trying to overcome.
You're doing your boobs tonight with a nectar collector? Boobs? Boops? Oh shit. She's kind of boring. Let's not watch her. I don't like these guys either. Hey, look at that's us. 46 people watching. That's awesome. Okay. I don't want to watch this. A lot of the videos on Kratom are very much about like people. Let's see what this one says from Australia. I see Huberman did that, but I won't ever put that loser on here.
It's a small leaf with a growing following.
Oh, there's a lot potential, yeah. It's just starting because in Thailand, people don't see much the value.
Yeah, this is what I had in Thailand.
It's coming.
Kratom is a tree in the coffee family and produces both opioid
Okay, see? I told you. I've heard it pronounced kratom or kratom.
and stimulant-like effects. It's been used across Southeast Asia for centuries
Bye,
as
Mary.
a traditional medicine and natural pick-me-up. But experts say it can do much more.
Our research
Sergeant
finding
Donovan,
confirm
where are you?
its, beneficial effect on obesity, Parkinson, and high cholesterol, diabetes, and or even depression as well.
Wow.
Kratom is native to Southeast Asia and it grows particularly well in places like this. Here in Thailand, it was
Kratom.
decriminalised 3 years ago, around the same time that cannabis was. And that's when farms like this opened up,
Wow.
hoping to cash in.
Yeah, I
on
had
this new
kratom
industry.
in
Since
Bangkok.
then, a whole variety of products have sprung up, from sodas to tablets to teas.
It's becoming more popular. It's been legal
Kentucky.
for 3 years so far. And I've noticed the popularity within, I guess, expats or foreigners visiting Thailand. It's higher and higher.
Oh, that's funny.
But in the West, kratom has become hugely controversial.
Wow.
Use of the drug has exploded in the US, aided by influencers and podcasters like Joe Rogan.
I was on this discussion about kratom. Are you familiar with this?
I'm on it right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just took some.
In America, it's become a billion-dollar industry that's
Hamilton
largely
would go on
unregulated
his
and
show.
out of control.
Gross.
It's now been banned in 6 states, is the subject of multiple wrongful death lawsuits, and the DEA has listed it as a drug of concern, warning it can lead to...
I just want to say here now, loud and proud, fuck Joe Rogan. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Backpedaling, trying to, I called him a Judas goat. Do you know what that is? If you look into how animals are brought to slaughter, usually they train a goat to lead the sheep along the way. And right before they're going to go to get slaughtered, the Judas goat cuts out. Anyway, that's like Joe Rogan.
Psychotic symptoms and dependence.
It gives kratom a bad image, and kratom, if it's used like naturally and responsibly, I don't think there's any harm. No one's ever died in Thailand from using it, but I think this
It all
might have to do
depends
with
on your
American
body.
It's also illegal.
It has to
in
do with
Australia,
American
and earlier
culture.
this
He's
year,
so
Border
spot
Force
on.
seized 6
We're so
kilos of the
excessive.
substance, which it said can have serious side effects on users' heart, lungs, digestive system, and mental capacity. Proponents of the drug say the problem is the highly concentrated products that are sold in the West, and worry the controversies surrounding the drug could
The
hurt
dose makes
Thailand's
the
chances
poison.
of capitalising on this booming market.
I think
The dose makes the poison. The dose makes the poison. That's why fluoride in your water isn't bad for you. It just makes it so children don't have to get a bunch of intravenous antibiotics. Argue with me on it, bros. I will fight you on that. Look at my teeth. Okay. And that's someone with thyroid problems. So if anyone should be worried about fluoride, it should be me.
Every product, example, herbal or pharmaceutical, they have side effect. Let's say paracetamol is good for headache, but they have problem for the kidney or the liver. Even water, if you drink water a lot, they're harmful. Kratom is the same.
What did I just say? The dose makes the poison. Okay, I'm going to keep playing. I want to keep playing this, but I got to feed my dog. So if it plays another video, I'm sorry.
Say it's inevitable the bans in countries like Australia will be lifted. But for now, this traditional medicine remains at the centre of a modern controversy. Lauren Day, ABC News, Bangkok.
Okay. Kratom. Okay. So, hey, look it, there's me. It's the stream we're on. Okay. So now the hair's in the face. She's much happier now. She was not happy with me. She was really trying to let me know, lady, it's dinner time. Okay, so this is Kratom a killer or a savior? Let's see.
This is Kratom. And depending on who you ask, it's a potentially lethal drug or a harmless supplement with a bunch of different benefits. I had never heard of it until I saw this TikTok from a
I gotta boop,
influencer.
Marvin. It's time to boop.
I've been going to coffee shops, chugging my gas station crack, and doing my taxes.
So we decided to dig in.
Jeez.
Stay Tuned spent weeks talking to pharmacologists,
Really everywhere,
users,
huh?
the mother of a Kratom user who died, and the American Kratom Association.
This
to
girl
answer
died?
5 questions.
Okay.
What is Kratom? What is it used for?
Okay, so she died. Hi, Moose. Let him have it. You like that? Listen. Someone posted on Threads today that Joe Rogan, thinks that the Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt was staged, whatever. Something's fishy. And I'm like, yeah, of course. He gloms on to whatever conspiracy theory is out there. And he's like, yeah. And people are like, look it, he's kind of turning a page. No, he is not. And he doesn't get to turn a page. Book is closed on that motherfucker for me, okay? Book is fucking closed. All right? So you don't get to just usher fascism into America and decide now that something's fishy.
Is it dangerous? How available is it? And ultimately, should it be legal?
I had so much fun doing my taxes, which made no sense. I'm like, this is awesome. And I'm like suggesting them to everyone and calling my friends. And I'm like, you gotta get it.
We wanted to chat with Emmy first because her video about using Kratom went viral.
Yeah.
This is very LA of me. But I love like any drink that's like, be happy, feel good. Because usually it's vitamins. But this was in a coffee shop. So I bought it.
Didn't mean
I drank
to.
it to do my taxes. I felt relaxed. I felt a little happy. So I kept drinking them.
Somebody said, Emmy, that is a synthetic opioid.
Emmy's experience mirrors
Not
a lot of what we
synthetic.
saw in our reporting.
It's not
Many
synthetic.
people don't really know what Kratom is before trying it out.
It's not made in a lab.
Ron White brought a bunch into the club. Those
I hope this
things.
works.
I don't know what's going on with those things.
Gonna work?
Those put you in a nice place.
So what exactly is it?
No.
Kratom is a plant that's native
These
to
never
Southeast
work.
Asia. Most of it comes from Indonesia, Malaysia, or Thailand. It's most often ground
Is it
into a
on?
powder and consumed either brewed as a tea or in a capsule. While it's not an opioid, the active ingredient metrogenine can stimulate the same brain receptors as opioids, which means Kratom can become addictive to some users.
That falls between all of these different regulations. It's not a dietary supplement. It's not a prescription drug, but it's not a banned substance.
Michael White is the director of pharmacy practice at the UConn School of Pharmacy. Some estimates suggest Kratom is about a $1.5 billion a year industry.
But I had it charging and I don't want to charge anymore.
1.7 million Americans 12 or older used Kratom in 2021. White says there are 4 primary groups of Kratom users. 1, people with opioid use disorder who are using Kratom to either tie them over until they can get more opiates or attempting to wean off harder stuff.
I'm still going to boot
2,
that. I don't care.
People who are using
5-second
Kratom
rule.
as a chronic pain management tool. 3,
I don't see any
people who are
bonbon
using
hairs.
it to manage anxiety, depression, or some other mood disorder. And 4, people who like the stimulant effects, which could
Yes, it does give you not psychoactive per se, but more like stimulant. Like, now it's working. Now it works. I fucking hate this thing. Sorry, Dr. Dabber. This is not well designed. No. This is stupid. I'm going to double boop because I want to. I really like this guava though. I'm kind of sad it's over. I'm going to have to contact them. Nabil, I need some more rosin. Anyway, okay. Boop. Okay, it's weird. I don't know. I don't understand it. Glob it. We're globbing it, Hellblazer. We're globbering it. We're gloobering it. We're globbering, goobering it. Oh, look at, there's people on Instagram. You're watching me fuck it all up. I've got all sorts of rigs, you guys. So I've got Puffco, I've got Focus V, I've got Dr. Dabber. We're trying it all. I'm going to write a blog about my thoughts on all of them and how to use them and which one's which. Kathleen says no. No, what? It doesn't give psychoactive, yeah. Sorry, I had something itchy eyes. Okay, so, ooh. Oh my God. This is called a Focus V Pablo Tuesta. If you want to see the full live stream on Instagram, I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Twitch. My handle on YouTube is Vanessa Marigold. Oops, sorry, I don't mean to hit the microphone stand. And on Twitch, it's the Edibles Club. You can join on either, but I will say the chat is definitely going off on YouTube. But yeah, I go live on YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday. This is the Focus V. I also have the Puffco Peak Pro. And they're going to send me a couple other rigs to smoke out of. Jolvis, vaping rosin on edibles is the way. I love rosin. Your eyes are going to get stuck like that. That's only if someone smacks you on the back of your head when you're making that face. Don't you know? Everyone knows that. Okay, let's keep watching about, if you're just joining on Instagram, I'm live right now on YouTube, and we are also streaming on Instagram at the same time because we're super tech savvy. But we're learning about, beyond the bud, psychedelic plants, other things. Right now, we're learning about Kratom. It's kind of the hot shit at the moment. Everyone's talking about it and been talking about it. It's like an opioid plant. Opioids from a plant, right? It's from poppy. But it's a different, I guess.
Include the sober curious or a caffeine replacement.
We don't know how many products are
Sovereignty
being sold in the
bong.
country.
No, I'll have to get one.
Selling the products.
Couscous.
In what concentrations? We don't know where they're making the products.
White said one of the biggest issues is that there's almost...
OJ, calm down. OJ67, I just learned way too much about you just with that one comment.
Almost no quality control for these products.
No one wants to buy a product and have the product be laden with lead and arsenic and tin. But I can tell you that there are a number of Kratom products that are being sold right now that exceed the FDA regulations for drug products and dietary supplements for all of those heavy metals.
One of the other main dangers he pointed out was that it's really hard to know what exactly is in any product labeled Kratom. It might be Kratom, but it also might be something synthetic.
You don't know.
Possibly dangerous.
Right.
For a lot of products, there's no dosing information on the packaging.
That's
so
the thing.
You don't know how much to take. And
people are always like, what's the point of the government, right? We have governments there for a reason, because shit happens and then people go, hey, we don't want that to happen. How are we going to make sure that doesn't happen? Well, we better have a separate entity that is hopefully not biased, that is regulating this industry to help keep consumers safe, to, do things like that. And I know I'm sure I have plenty of followers and maybe people here tonight who are for smaller government and less regulation. And there's always a balance to it. And it's never easy. It takes time and nuance, but it is important to have regulation because it helps to keep us safe. It's like with food safety, what was the required reading about the factory conditions and rats and toe-knit fingers and things like that, how many are allowed in food and things like that. So I just saw someone died from this. Kratom. Yeah, I think, that's the thing. It's not studied. It's not regulated. So you don't know how much you're getting. It's not being tested. So you just have to be careful. Our bodies are all different. We're so different. Anyway.
And finally.
And people are so casual about it, right? Joe Rogan's like, I'm on it right now. Oh, okay, cool, dude. Well, you can fucking call up a doctor and have them there in 2 seconds. You probably have one in your freaking studio just in case. So, other people don't have that and aren't getting their stuff isn't tested and it's not coming from like straight from the source. I'm sure it's like the best. It's not like Rogan's going to a gas station, getting Kratom from a gas station, right? So it's very irresponsible to just go on your podcast and just act like so nonchalant about this plant that we don't really have enough information on how, or regulation of it. So whatever. Plays fast and loose with a lot of things, doesn't he?
According to White, Kratom can change the way your body breaks down other drugs in ways
anything for those click.
If you're using multiple substances at once.
Who's the whore?
I think we've shown with medical marijuana laws, and I think we've shown with
to my sex workers,
cannabis product laws inside various states that we can do a lot better.
Everyone we've talked to about Kratom told us how easy it is to buy online and in person. So we're in downtown Manhattan to do just that, buy some Kratom.
Bye, Sergeant Donovan. Did I offend you? Crazy how many people follow him hard. I know. If you, wait, no, you're clapping?
You have Kratom?
I don't know what that emoji is. Is it a clap?
Oh, I already see it in the window.
When did my hate for him start? When he started platforming conspiracy theories and right-wing lunatics and anti-vax assholes. And do you want me to keep going? You know, predators and then when he the role he played in the election definitely like made me hate him more. But he's just a tiny little ghoul, 5 foot shit, who knows? And just irresponsible and can be that way because none of it impacts him. None of the consequences come to his door, come to his house. They're going to go to other people he doesn't give a fuck about. He just wants to make money off of being an asshole. So, yeah, I fucking hate him. I hate him. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. Fuck you. There you go.
Can I get the blue one with the pill? Sure. Do people buy this a lot?
Yeah, we've got demands. We're currently out of stock right now.
Wow.
This, I think,
turned into a grifter. He's always been a grifter. What was his first job? Was Fear Factor. So he made a living off of coercing people into doing things they didn't want to do, which is what coercion is. So that was a bit redundant, but his role, you know, which is like being a bit of an on-camera producer, was to bully, that's what he is, which is what he likes. You know, they love to surround themselves with other macho douchebags. Was to, get people to do gross things, dangerous things, scary things, do all of that for money. So, yeah. You sound very passionate about it. No, I'm not passionate. I mean, it's not that it makes me angry that someone has such a big platform and they're so careless about it, and we're all dealing with the consequences of his greed and his stupidity. So if you ever see this, bro, get over your Napoleon complex. You're bald and you're short and you probably got a small you-know-what. Get over it. Don't make us all suffer because of it. Anyway.
Oh, you have a bunch. Okay. Everything we've heard about how easy it is to find and buy Kratom is true. We went to half a dozen smoke shops and convenience stores within a 3-block radius, and all of them had Kratom in different forms. Tablet, powder, leaf, and liquid.
This is Brendan with Ozzy when Ozzy was a baby. Brendan was my youngest son, and he was 48 when he died. He died.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was a fighter. Did he actually fight? Maybe he has CTE. We can blame a little bit on that. We can do that.
Died of an overdose of Kratom.
Do you remember the first time you heard about Kratom? You know, what went through your mind?
I just...
Well, the masses don't usually... It's not like intelligence. That's not usually what they go for. They want it. They want the conspiracy theories. They want to, you know, like the government is doing this and vaccines and all this stuff. We'll do an episode on vaccines. Old science. I know mRNA is not, but it's new. They're doing. That's actually incredible. It's fucking groundbreaking. And the fact that we're turning our nose at it and hoping we could go back in time when people were dying at like 30s. I don't get it. Anyway, Yeah.
It didn't strike me as terribly serious. It's you can buy it at the vape shop.
And the fact that it's unregulated by the FDA and there's a bunch of warnings. I mean,
some dude and his ferret, you look like Meadow Soprano actress. Yes, I've heard it before.
Yeah.
When you learned all of that.
So I've been told.
When Brendan died, when we went into the house, we found the box of Kratom, or it was empty. And on that box, it said something along the lines of, we cannot be held responsible for any adverse side effects of taking Kratom. And there was no dosage advice. There was nothing. Right,
exactly.
Except, hey, not our problem.
If you die,
it's on you, man.
That's fucked up.
Ozzy, look at the squirrel. It's up
this
there.
Poor lady.
The toxicology report showed there was nothing else in his system except Kratom and a small amount of anti-seizure medication that he got at the hospital.
Tell me a bit more about Brendan. What was he like?
Brendan was a character. He was very creative.
Couscous, yes, fence, I have.
And it's a beautiful fence. You want the red one?
That is a nice fence.
He had a daughter. Her name is Devin. And Devin is now 17. She was 15 when he died. One of the things he always gave me was beautiful earrings. He would buy earrings for me.
Aww.
I've asked about the impact that Brendan's death has had on the family, but what about you? How has his death impacted you?
I'm still mad at Brendan. I'm mad at him for dying. I'm mad at him for taking Kratom. He was a grown-up. He should have known better.
Oh, come on,
I don't know why he was taking it. I don't know when anger...
Maybe, lady, because you expected him to be so perfect. You're scolding him in his death. Lady. Shit.
Goes away. It's easier. It's easier to be mad than to be sad.
Yeah, don't be mad at him.
So, should Kratom be legal? Should it be regulated?
Hey, consumers should be aware. So first step is look at the labeling. If there's nothing there, don't use it. If it makes a therapeutic claim, don't use it because we want to make sure people are protected. The manufacturing of Kratom products in the United States is pretty much the Wild West because the FDA refuses to responsibly regulate these products.
We reached out to the FDA for comment, but the agency didn't respond by the time we recorded this. On its website, the FDA says Kratom is not appropriate for use as a dietary supplement and warns consumers not to use it. Meanwhile, the DEA has listed Kratom as a drug of concern and has yet to exercise its authority to label or restrict it.
As we approach this at the American Kratom Association, we want good manufacturing standards in place.
While Haddow did say the AKA supports minimum age requirements for buying Kratom, he pushed back on the idea that it shouldn't be available at gas stations, grocery stores, or coffee shops.
I could give you a dozen products you can buy at a gas station today that have more harmful effects than Kratom would ever have. There are some bad actors in the system who are deliberately adding things to Kratom that are not natural and that they make the products dangerous because they boost the effects of Kratom. But it's not going to be ultimately dangerous unless it is an adulterated product or being so horrendously abused by someone that they harm themselves, which would be the rare occasion.
One of the issues is that it falls between all of these different regulations, and there's no one that's really in charge of protecting you. And in that ambiguity, there's a lot of wiggle room for people to do what they can to try to make a buck in the marketplace while they still can.
Yep.
Because there's a big sign out front that says Kratom is sold here, that would suggest, oh, there's no danger here. It's like ice cream sold here, soda is sold here. Just because it's sold at the convenience store doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Okay, so yeah, that sucks. Her son died, and that's really awful. So you just have to, all right, we're going to learn something about another plant that is pretty common. I don't know if this is going to be a good video, but we're about to find out.
Hello, in this video I'll be talking about nutmeg. Specifically, I'll be covering what nutmeg is, its history, my experience with making nutmeg, nutmeg's composition, properties and uses, nutmeg's effect on memory, and finally how safe it is to consume. So what is nutmeg? Well, nutmeg is a spice with psychoactive properties. Nutmeg is the seed inside of the fruit of the Myristica fragrans tree, and the red areole that surrounds the seed is known as mace. The Myristica fragrans tree is
Sergeant Donovan, right?
To the Spice Islands of Indonesia and is also cultivated in other parts of Indonesia, China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Grenada, Kerala of India, South America, and Sri Lanka. Nutmeg is used in many culinary preparations to imbue a spicy, sweet, warm, sensual flavor that reminds me of how Coca-Cola tastes. The essential oil of nutmeg contains most of the nut's flavor, as well as most of the psychoactive compounds that act on the brain to change a person's mood and thinking pattern. Now let me tell you a bit about the history of the nutmeg spice. Although nutmeg can brighten up the flavor of a culinary dish, this spice has quite a dark history. Before the mid-19th century, a small group of islands known as the Spice Islands in Indonesia was the...
No, I don't think this is AI. I think this is just the guy doing, no, this was 7 years ago. So this is an old video. He's just got a monotone. That's his cadence, you know, it's just how he talks. That's why when the video first started, I was like, but I kind of like it. And I like what he's talking about. I want to hear the history of nutmeg. I really like cooking with nutmeg. It's great in a bechamel. You put a little bit of nutmeg in there, and that's kind of like the secret flavor that you're like, what's that? Nutmeg. It's nutmeg. And it's just good. You know, other baking during the holidays, nutmeg. And it can get you high, but I wouldn't do that.
The only source of nutmeg and mace. In medieval Europe, nutmeg was prized and a costly spice used for food flavoring.
I wouldn't say that's AI voice.
And as a preserving agent because of its antibacterial properties. Nutmeg was also believed to ward off the plague.
Oh, wow.
In the beginning, Europeans were exposed to nutmeg as a spice through the Muslim traders, who were the only ones to know where to find it. The first Europeans to discover the source of nutmeg were the Portuguese. They found nutmeg on the Banda Islands in Indonesia in 1512. The Portuguese did not control the trade on these islands, but they remained as participants without having a foothold on the Banda Islands. Later on, the Dutch East India Company invaded the Banda Islands and killed off 94% of the native population in order to obtain a monopoly over nutmeg as a trades good, which should give you a glimpse of what colonialism really is like. The British had control of one of the Banda Islands known as Roon. In 1667, the British traded Roon to the Dutch in exchange for the island of Manhattan and its city New Amsterdam in North America, which is also known as New York.
Wow.
When the Dutch couldn't pay attention and govern the islands during the Napoleonic War, the British temporarily took control of the Banda Islands from the Dutch and transplanted the nutmeg trees to Sri Lanka, Penang, Bencoolen, and Singapore.
Wow.
From there, the nutmeg tree was further spread to further colonies, like Zanzibar and Grenada. You'll notice that Grenada now is a major producer of nutmeg, so much so that their flag even has an image of the nutmeg to show its importance to the economy of that country.
Okay.
Finally, the Dutch lost control of the Banda.
That's enough about nutmeg.
Something called a natural amphetamine. Stuff
Something about Khat.
in your cheek and you'll get a jolt of energy. It's been compared to both harmless coffee and life-ruining cocaine. The truth, however, is probably somewhere in between.
I like this site.
This is Khat.
Oops.
Hey, I'm Tasha the Amazon.
There she is, Tasha. We like Tasha.
Today we're talking about a natural upper that is one of the most widely used plant-based drugs in the world. While it goes by many names, depending on who you ask, I'm talking about Khat.
Khat.
Just kidding, it's pronounced Khat.
Kava edulis is an aromatic, drought-resistant evergreen shrub that grows abundantly in East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. These shrubs, part of Celistraceae, otherwise known as the staff tree family, are tough and can grow in a variety of climates and soils, but prefer arid conditions. The practice of chewing this plant is rooted in the culture, history, and traditions.
Kind of reminds me of Coca.
The leaves of the drug called Khat are the chief source of pleasurable excitement in these districts of East Africa. That's what Charles Dickens had to say about this plant back in 1856. And not much has changed since then, with over 20 million people a day chomping on Khat's young leaves and twigs.
Khat is a natural stimulant, sometimes compared to a strong coffee, and has been cultivated and chewed for centuries as a recreational and socializing drug. Khat is predominantly used in Yemen, Kenya, Somalia, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Eritrea, and Uganda, where it's traded openly and used socially, being particularly beloved in regions in which alcohol is banned.
It's used mostly locally where it's grown, because the leaves need to be fresh from
short shelf life.
Khat, however, is still smuggled to Europe and North America, where it's either prohibited or outright illegal.
Okay, so what I've heard is that is it JFK or I don't remember which airport has like a hangar full of Khat, confiscated Khat, is what I heard.
Referred to as a natural amphetamine, since it works much the same way amphetamines do, albeit on a milder level. The main culprits that make Khat amphetamine-like are two alkaloids called cathinone and caffeine. Cathinone and caffeine release a kick of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that connects behavior with feelings of pleasure.
Dopamine is what screams, "That's incredible!" in your central nervous system when you do something it perceives as enjoyable. The chemicals in Khat also act as dopamine uptake inhibitors, meaning that they block dopamine transporters, which results in a concentration of these feel-good brain signals.
When chewed, Khat is said to create a state of euphoria and stimulation, which can lead to appetite loss and greater sociability. This can make chewers talkative, excited, and even hyperactive.
We've already covered a couple plants on Floralogic that have been traditionally chewed for their desirable effects.
Like Khat, coca leaves, the plant cocaine is derived from, are chewed as a traditional practice in South America to similarly suppress hunger and increase productivity. Betel nuts of Southeast Asia have also been chomped on for thousands of years for feelings of euphoria, as well as greater alertness and capacity. Unlike Khat and Coca, which are chewed solo, however, betel nut leaves need to be combined with slaked lime to unleash their full intoxication.
Oh yeah, it's a whole...
Traditionally, Khat is used to assist with study, heavy work, or even just as a morning pick-me-up. Medicinally, Khat is used for everything from obesity to fatigue, depression, stomach ulcers, and even male infertility. The first descriptions of Khat being used pharmaceutically date all the way back to the 11th century.
Khat is most commonly chewed like tobacco and kept in the cheek over hours to be chewed again and again, releasing more alkaloids. Cathinone, the stronger of the two, breaks down in about 48 hours, so freshness is essential to get the biggest kick out of this plant.
Khat is said to be pungent, tingly, and drying in the mouth, and it's often taken alongside sweet drinks to mask the astringent flavor. Less common ways to take Khat are in the form of dried leaves, which are less...
Okay, that part's interesting to me, is that like the kind of the ritual around how you take a plant or we'll call it a drug. But that, okay, this plant is astringent. And so to counteract the astringency, you have it with something sweet. And I wonder if there's like recipes. Natural Adderall. I know. I'm going to boop, you guys. We're going to boop. Hi. Jaden's here. I'm going to grow. Jaden, I'm growing. I got some seeds. I introduced them. It must be expensive to keep you nice and stoned, huh? The club provides.
It's potent, but can be made into a tea.
I'm okay. I smoke a lot for the club. You know, what am I gonna do sitting here? Not boop?
Substances, there are some dark sides to Khat. There's a
Am I
long
booping
list
too
of
much,
unwanted
doctor?
side effects if used excessively. In the wrong user, Khat can cause high blood pressure and heart palpitations. It can cause insomnia, irritability, anxiety, dizziness, impaired concentration, and reduced sexual potency in men. Some gastrointestinal side effects include constipation and urine retention. Much like
urine retention, geez. Oh, like amphetamines that suppress hunger. Khat can also cause anorexia. I don't need Khat. Khat is not for me. Oh, shit.
amphetamines that suppress hunger, khat can also cause anorexia. In extreme cases and at high doses, it can even cause paranoid psychosis, mania, and dependency.
Khat dependency not only has a physical impact, but also a financial one, as the leaves are not cheap.
When it comes to the World Health Organization's stance on khat, let's just say it's been evolving over the years. In 1971, the WHO classified both cathinone and caffeine as Schedule 1 and Schedule 3 substances, with Schedule 1 being the baddest of the bad.
By 1980, the WHO had decided that khat only causes mild to moderate psychological
Sorry,
dependence,
Marvin.
based almost solely on animal models.
Yeah,
More
Joe.
recently, the WHO committee reviewed the data on
Yeah, Joe. Doctor, look at Joe. I want you to look at Joe. A drug is something that is synthesized.
khat and came to the conclusion that its risk for abuse and dependency are relatively low, and that it doesn't pose a significant enough threat to public health to be internationally controlled.
So when Dickens said, "These leaves are chewed and act upon the spirits of those using them, much as a strong dose of green tea acts upon us in Europe when it acts agreeably," he might have had the right idea. Then
Elio,
again,
give
this
me a
was also at
second,
time
man.
When cocaine was considered the newest wonder drug. So who's to say?
While khat is mostly consumed by men, its sale in countries like Kenya, where it's known as miraa, is dominated by women. The khat industry in Kenya alone brings in $400,000 a day.
The women who sell khat are mostly those who are single either by divorce or death, and who started selling the leaves to support themselves and their children.
But it's not just sales.
Yes,
Women
couscous,
appear
I've looked
along
into
the
all
khat
of
supply
this.
chain, from
You're
cultivation
smoking
to
your eye,
distribution. Khat is so drought resistant,
kid.
it's been less affected by climate change, meaning that this source of income is more of a guarantee than other crops.
Khat is relatively cheap to grow and doesn't take much more than basic agricultural knowledge to make it thrive. While women in sub-Saharan Africa are grossly underrepresented in most industries, 60% of employed women in this region work in some agricultural capacity, meaning that they overwhelmingly have the skill and knowledge to cultivate this plant.
Since
No.
it can be
I'm not looking for the word entheogen. Let's look at the word entheogen. A chemical substance, typically of plant origin, that is ingested to produce a non-ordinary state of consciousness for religious or spiritual purposes. I'm not doing it for religious or spiritual purposes. I'm doing them for the physical purposes.
harvested 4 times a year, khat also has great yield. And because of this drug's addictive nature, the demand for it will likely never dry up. On the flip side, it's a dangerous business.
Unless that's
to work,
not the
since their
definition.
farms are always at risk of being robbed, and the farmers themselves are in danger of beatings and sexual assault. Many female khat farmers employ security to protect not just their plants, but themselves as well.
Are these women modern-day drug lords or peddlers of a substance no more concerning than coffee? The debate about the good and evil of khat rages on.
Right.
So what should we talk about next? Let me know in the comments.
Like, what is okay and what's not okay? Is Coca okay? But it's not okay, like, once it gets processed into cocaine? You know? I don't know. But Coca... let's look at this. How long is this? All right, we'll watch another one of these. We like these ones. They're tried. Doctor, none of your fucking business,
Prefers to
man.
grow in hot, damp climates. It has small white flowers that mature into red berries. While cultivated today in Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia, it is native to the Amazon and eastern slopes of the Andes Mountains.
The leaves of the coca plant are actually quite nutritious, chock full of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and even protein. And of course, cocaine. Lots and lots of cocaine.
This psychoactive alkaloid is derived from coca leaves, which can be harvested 3 or 4 times a year and are ready to pluck once they break when bent. After they're picked, the leaves are laid out in thin layers to dry in the sun. From there, the leaves are processed to extract the drug.
Right, they
Cocaine
use
is the most prominent
solvents.
alkaloid among a host of others in the coca plant.
BHO.
Alkaloids are naturally occurring
Not BHO,
organic
sorry,
molecules
butane.
that humans can't seem to get enough of.
Other alkaloids we just can't seem to quit are caffeine, mescaline, nicotine, and morphine. Even relatively harmless piperine, which gives black pepper its unique bite, is right there beside the salt on tables around the world.
Despite it being illegal to grow coca there, Colombia is the biggest producer of cocaine in the world. Coca is also indirectly a reason why hippos are invasive there, but we'll talk about them in
Wait,
another episode.
what?
In the 90s and 2000s,
Oh, that's right.
the Colombian government
That's
even went
right.
as far
It's
as
so
stuffing
ridiculous.
coca crops with an herbicide from
The hippos.
until the
The
program was halted
cocaine
in
hippos.
2015 after discovering these crop-killing chemicals were likely carcinogenic.
But other efforts to root out coca plants
Terrible.
are still alive and well today.
Terrible.
The U.S., the world's top
Terrible.
country for cocaine consumption, agreed together with the Colombian government.
What do you think would happen? Oh, my food must be here. Do you hear my dog? I guess you do now. That's Bonbon. Tell him, lady. You tell him. My dinner has arrived. Tell him, Bonbon. Yeah. Yeah. Tell him. Yeah.
19 that they would team up to eradicate 100,000 hectares of coca.
Peru and Bolivia, where limited amounts of coca plants are legal to grow for traditional uses like chewing and tea, are also major producers of this non-traditional drug.
The first attempts to eradicate coca date back to the Spanish invaders, who disapproved of the use of this devil's leaf, since it stood in the way of their plans to forcibly Christianize indigenous populations. But it wasn't until 1961,
Blow rosin?
during the Single
No.
Convention on Narcotic Drugs, that the United Nations prohibited all non-medicinal uses of the coca plant.
All narcotics and dangerous drugs have legitimate medical uses. Many are indispensable for pain-killing and sleep-producing properties. But in the hands of the addict, their use is perverted to secure an escape
Oh, it's here,
from
you
reality.
guys. I'm going to go get it,
Based on
okay?
today's booming illicit cocaine industry 60 years later, that convention didn't seem to have its way. In 2020, the cocaine industry racked up more than $11 billion in sales that we know of.
And then the profits really start. As the narcotic is passed from the big dealers to the smaller dealers, and finally to the retailers, it is diluted and rediluted. This dilution process is termed cutting, and is usually done with milk sugar.
But coca is more than just this one highly addictive, high-profile product. Andean cultures of South America have a long-standing human-plant relationship with coca.
Archaeological findings show that these indigenous groups have cultivated coca for around 8,000 years.
Laborers used to hold a wad of coca leaves in their cheeks to suppress hunger and give them the strength and endurance to work long hours at high altitudes and low temperatures. Even today, for highland cultures of Peru, chewing coca leaves is still widely practiced, and coca is used to celebrate milestones, serve as gifts and offerings, and used for divination and healing.
Researchers have found lots of evidence that coca was always an extremely valuable and important crop for native cultures of the Andes Mountains.
What's
It's been
doka?
found in burial
Tobacco?
sites, depicted in religious iconography, and
No.
its high status was frequently mentioned by Spanish
Bonbon doesn't
invaders.
bite.
Coca was highly
She just
valued
barks.
and even controlled by
Lick
the
you.
Incan Empire. So much so that
You
there's
can't
evidence
have
that
any
an
sushi
entire population was
or poke.
resettled to tend to this crop.
In the Incan Empire, coca use was restricted to the nobility, but a few exceptions were made, including for victims of child sacrifice.
A coca quid, a small bundle of leaves, was found
This looks
in
really good.
1999 clenched
Wow.
between the teeth of an
This looks
Incan
really
child
good.
sacrifice
I need to
victim.
get some
This
silver,
girl,
like
known
some
as the Yuyayako Maiden,
things.
was one of 3 children found frozen solid for around 500 years
BRB.
in a shrine at over 6,500 meters on Volcan Yuyayako in Argentina. Analysis of their hair samples showed that all of them had been supplied with coca for up to a year before their deaths.
On a lighter note, you can't talk about coca without also mentioning the question that still circulates on conspiracy sites and schoolyards alike. Did Coca-Cola ever contain cocaine?
And whatever sport you enjoy, wherever you are, there's another friendly member of the family that is always with you. A trusted friend of many years standing. Pure, wholesome, delicious, ice-cold cocaine.
When it was first developed in 1894, Coca-Cola was marketed as a medicine. While cocaine was legal at the time of Coca-Cola's development in the late 1800s, no one at the company will go as far as to admit that this family-friendly drink used to contain now illicit drugs.
So while Coke never contained, well, Coke, extracts from the coca plant were part of the original recipe. Whether or not Coca-Cola currently contains coca extract is unknown, since the mysterious components of its natural flavors remain a heavily guarded secret.
Coca-Cola. Always pure, always wholesome, always welcome. Always a trusted old friend. For as someone once said, old friends are best.
So what should we talk about next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for new episodes every week. Bye.
Nothing was going to happen to me, but before I knew it, I was hooked.
Despite it being illegal to go to based on today's booming, boom, 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 boom.
Extremely valuable.
Researchers have found lots of evidence that coca was always Researchers have found lots of evidence that fill in the blank. What have they found? I don't know. Read a book, and I won't have to tell you. Get off the internet and read a book! Whether Coca-Cola contains extracts from the coca plant today is unknown. Whether Coca-Cola contains extracts from the plant... I'm ready for this. I can do it. I am worthwhile. I am a good speaker. I can say my lines. Here we go. So while Coke... Oh, I lied. I couldn't do it. Whether Coca-Cola... Whether or not Coca-Cola currently contains
my hair.
Coca-Cola... I'm having a seizure with these words. Whether or not Coca... Oh my God. My best friend wrote this script to spite me. She wrote it because she hates me. Coke never contained... Well, Coke... Extracts from the coca plant were part of the original recipe.
Right.
Whether or not Coca-Cola currently contains coca extracts is unknown, since the mysterious components of its natural flavors remain a heavily guarded secret.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right. She's wild. Okay. It's... What? Don't snort tobacco products. Yeah, definitely don't do that. I just want to tell you, we're going to go... That's enough for our research today. We're going to go back to our main sesh screen. I got this poke from Poke to Coco Roll Cafe, and it had very good reviews. And I got 3 scoops. And I got dessert, and don't judge me, but I got a Diet Coke. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'll quit when I want to. Okay. Speaking of Coke. Oops. Poured it all wrong. Poured it all wrong. Okay. Well, we're just going to let that chill. This looks excellent. I got ponzu. I got spicy mayo. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. Let me hide my eyes so you can see. Give it up close. There you go. Got avocado on there. Got seaweed salad. Shrimp. Okay. I'm not going to eat too much of this because I need to be in private and have a moment with this alone. But I'm going to taste everything and I'm going to give you my review of this place. I'm going to start with ginger just to give myself a little palate cleanse. Oh. I can already tell because I got a little, just a tiny boop of that spicy mayo. And let me tell you, I got it. No, I think I just got spicy mayo. It is spicy mayo, and I love it. Let's try their seaweed salad. Nice and crunchy. Love it. Great flavor. This is their crab, their marinated crab. That's yummy too. It's got avocados on top, all in it. I don't know what that is. Is that tomato? No, it's pickles. Ooh, this is really Los Angeles. This is good. Pineapple, avocado, nice crunchy pickles. And seaweed. So good for me. Oops. This is delicious. Highly recommended. I haven't even like broken into it because I got shrimp, I got edamame in here. And I feel like that's part of the joy of eating poke is like kind of digging through and making the perfect bite. I can't say I taste the ponzu because the spicy mayo is so up front and center, which is fine with me. This was a good choice. I got pickled cucumber. That was a bit messy. I don't really care about the rice, if I'm being honest. And that's not usually the case for me. Usually I'm like, give me them carbs. But everything else is so well seasoned and crunchy and fresh. So fresh. I love it. 10 out of 10 would come here again. Not that I went here, but here I am. Sometimes your body is just craving something. You ever hear stories of people that are like lost in sea and they've been catching fish and they've been eating the fish and eventually like they don't crave the fish meat anymore. They just crave the skin and like the eyeballs and the liver and like all that other stuff because their body is like, I don't want that. My body wants this. My body is saying, yes, good job. Good job. It's not going to say that about the Diet Coke, but balance. Okay? That's what it's about. Life. I was like, I'm just getting to the rice. I don't even care. Totally unlike me. Ooh, here's the shrimp. Great choice. All right. I have hypothyroidism, so fish is always good for me. All right, and then I got dessert. I'm definitely going to share that with all of you before we go. Okay, we're not going to judge this because this came delivered, and these need to come fresh, right? Because otherwise they get steamed, and that's exactly what happened. And they look like a little sad fish. Oh, it's also a fish. But if I was there, and now I want to go, these would be, crisp. But they're still going to taste good, and I'm going to take a bite of each. I'm going to bite their heads off. Maybe they are supposed to be chewy, though. Okay, that's like that's giving me custard. Let's see what this is. This one's kind of red. This, I think, is supposed to be, I don't really know what that is. It kind of tastes like the other one. All right, this one feels a little different. It feels like it kind of has like a puck in it. Cali is great and everything, but Italy sounds so cool. Okay. All right, let's see with this. Maybe this is the Nutella, which, duh. No. This is the Oreo. That's awesome. Okay, so they took an Oreo. Can you see? This is kind of giving mochi. You know, like it's giving kind of like chewy, which I'm not mad about that. All right, this must be Nutella, which, yes, please, let me tear this open for you because maybe it'll be cute. See how chewy? Okay. Does it have any filling in it? A little bit. We're going to taste it and see if it's enough. What's the ratio? The fry, well, it's not working for me. It's not working for me, that one, which is surprising. I love Nutella, but I'm Italian. This is the red bean, which I really like, right? Yeah, this is red bean. I like red bean. I'm into it. I'm not like, what is it? Yay for Andy. I love her. She's Ukrainian and she's in Japan right now. And she's always eating these not weird. Sorry. That was the wrong word. My apologies. She's always eating interesting, like very complex sweets, like powders, foams. And I love it. I love to watch it because I want to try them. I wish I could eat those things. Okay, red bean. Okay. I feel like I needed to try these fresh. And I also just feel like they needed more filling. It's like a waffle, but they got steamed. So we're not going to judge them because you have to give restaurants grace, especially when you're ordering it delivery. They can't deliver how they would serve it in a restaurant. So, okay. So, all right, I'm going to load a dab and I think that's it. We've been streaming for a few hours here. We learned a lot about plants. Okay. And if you haven't yet picked up my cookbook, How to Eat Weed and Have a Good Time, is available everywhere you can get cookbooks, which is pretty much everywhere you can get books. Barnes & Noble, now serving LA and Los Angeles if you want a small bookstore in LA. You could also request it at your bookstore if you have a local bookstore you really like. Be like, hey, I really would love to get my hands on this book. Will you pick it up for the store? And they might say, hey, I didn't even know that existed. Cool, we'll do that. Because we have some other, cannabis loving clientele who will get that book too. So word of mouth is always underappreciated and powerful. You know what I mean? Like someone tells you, like Amazon, the Amazon reviews, people read those. There are so many reviews on there that are that are excellent. Thank you, everyone who has written a great review for me. And even the ones that aren't great. Thank you for taking the time to put something up there. Even the one that said my book is for obesity. That's okay. At first I was mad, and now I have accepted it. And it's okay. Some people find my recipes they only want to eat salad. And that's okay. I like to eat treats. I like sweet treats. I'm a sweet treat lover. But my book has everything. It's got hummus. It's got salad dressing. It's got smoothies. It's got salve. It's got bath salts. It's got drinks. It's got meatballs. Anything. And then it teaches you how to... Oh. There we go. It teaches you how to infuse your own recipes at home. So if you have a recipe your grandma taught you, or your grandpa, doesn't always have to be your grandma, you know, get my book. You can dose it. I will say this. It is helpful. Condiments and recipes that have clear serving sizes. I talk about it all in my cookbook. I'm going to roll the credits. I'll try and see if the mic works. These are my patrons. Thanks for hanging tonight in the Club Sesh. There you go, everyone. These are my patrons. Those outro calls to try and turn it down a little bit. I hope you have a good night. Can you hear any music? I can't. Oops. Oops. Special thank you to my edibles producers, Madam Dram, Chris Core, Lindsay Gabriel, Miranda, Eddie Moretti, Nina Bears. Thank you so much. And to everyone who sent me a super chat tonight, Genomu, Eddie Moretti, Harry Lee, Fraggle Rock, Chris Falconer, Madam Dram, Cody Paradero, thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening.